Greetings and salutations, everyone. Well, yeah, see, I told you. 2 hour break in between. Enough time to eat shit and do a couple other quick little things, but yeah. Boy, do we have quite the topic to start discussing this week. I mean, it's almost like the higher naval brass doesn't know their fucking asshole from their head sometimes. I, I, no. I would say this the real dumbing down starts to take place depending on the candidate, either full bird or when they get a star. That yeah. Yes. That I haven't listened to this gentleman's response, but holy hell. And yeah. I would love to see the email traffic that happened prior to and has since happened. A particular person was removed from command because the translation I found was perfect for the reason why. It essentially boiled down to
What?
This '06 made us look stupid. We need to do something to address that.
I had a feeling Tech was here.
Hello.
Oh, I gotta pin that one so everyone can actually read it. And by the way, Burns, this one is specifically for you out there. The U.S. Navy Blue Angels flight demonstration team cannot do their routine during the current crisis because in the diamond formation, the pilots are less than 6 feet apart. The U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds flight demonstration team shows, however, will be unaffected.
Hey, Dave.
So, Jared, I pulled up Navy Times just for the hell of it.
Uh-huh.
Why do they have the picture of the Lich King on the Navy Times?
That's not the Witch King.
That's the Lich King.
No.
Is that the Lich King or not, babe?
Ready? Yeah,
Is that the Lich King?
that is the Lich King, yes.
Thank you.
Wait, from Lord of the Rings or from Skyrim?
Neither. From World of Warcraft. That's where it's from.
Ah. That's the Lich King. So, but yeah, this article here, Captain Brent Crozier,
Commentary, just so people know, it's an opinion piece.
the good old get ready to fuck you with a big stick. So he aboard the Roosevelt, there was actually an outbreak of COVID-19. And early on, once the first couple cases were confirmed, this gentleman here actually spoke with the flag who was aboard the carrier saying, what the fuck are we going to do? We can't enforce a 6-foot social distancing here because have ya seen how close the guys' racks are in the berthing? And by the way, you wished, how many empty racks were in your berthing when you were underway with a full crew, including the air wing?
2. One guy was in the brig at Norfolk, and one guy was in prison in Virginia at the time we deployed. Those are the only 2 that were empty.
Yeah, so
everything Everything else, you were 2.5 feet away, both vertically and horizontally, from the guys around you.
Thank you for showing what I can't do, Tech. I hate you. And you know, Cedric, it all stems from the same reason that I'm having issues playing games. My backup battery is too weak.
And again, let's show the audience so they can enjoy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so ADC really isn't a terrible temperature. But yeah, so think about that. A ship designed to be operated with a crew between ship's company and the air wing and the flagstaff and the Desron contingent that's aboard pushes 6,000 people. There has to be individual beds for each and every one of those nasty asses. And with that, there's very few that remain empty for the duration of the cruise. So, how are you going to enforce a 6-foot social distancing aboard a carrier where you have 6,000 people under the...
Well, the fair question here, Jared, is: was it underway or was it import when the COVID outbreak occurred?
Well, they were underway when the test came back positive. They have since pulled into Guam, which is where the captain actually requested, can we go down to the bare minimum staffing so we can adhere to social distancing and other practices without completely derailing our capacity? And with the answer being no, that is where the actual email chain comes out, and pretty much what has saved his commission is the fact that they cannot directly link him to the leak. Yeah, did you mean to turn on your camera?
No, I didn't. My phone's been acting funky today, so...
Well,
Sure,
it's
blame
technology.
the phone, not the drunk fingers.
Oh, of course.
You know what? All I have to do is wave my hand over the phone, and it basically touches itself. So, I mean...
Yeah, okay, shills for shills. Go ahead and demonstrate that, and we can talk on a different show. But anyways, so when you look at the response, like, oh, holy hell. Restaurant or home is the first question.
It doesn't say, but I would venture to say restaurant, so I would go 2.
No, restaurant, I would go 3. Because they always screw up 2 and end up making it 3 anyways.
That's why I order 2, so that way I get 3 and I don't end up with 4.
Well, no, see, this is what I'm saying, what you get.
2, 3, and I don't like coffee, so.
At home, this is always what I get. When I go to the restaurant and I order this, I end up with this. So I don't want this. I don't want to order this and end up with that.
Actually, good restaurants. It's funny that a lot of times good restaurants actually go down 1. Like if you order 2, they'll aim for 1, and the reason they'll do that is because some people don't really understand what they're ordering.
Mm-hmm. Well, and not
and
just well,
if you do intend to it, you can always you can make 1 into 2 with some extra cooking.
Yeah.
But you can't make 3 into 2.
Correct. Well, and that's where a lot of your mid and lower tier restaurants too forget about the rest time where the meat actually continues cooking. So you pull it off at 1. By the time you actually end up serving it, it's 2, and on down the line. So that's where this is what I go for when I'm at a restaurant. Not what I order, but what I go for. 3-4-C.
2
I go
3 A.
So I go a 2-3.
Well, here's the thing. Again, when you shoot for one or the other, this is where you got to note the tendencies. What I do at home is actually 2.5, 3.5, and depending on my mood, B, C, or D.
Well, I know where Burns is right here on F.
Yeah, he's F all the way.
What are we talking about? Coffee or tea?
Copy.
Either.
The fact that you even had to clarify that means we were right.
Oh, I don't drink coffee. Period.
Well, I used to. Now I drink stuff that they
Okay.
claim is coffee, but it's not.
So I got that from Ansgar because he retweeted it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've kind of lost a little bit of respect for him now.
What were his choices?
Oh, you'll see here in just a second.
Oh, jeez.
What?
Now,
Okay.
let me pull that back up for everybody.
Okay, I can
Yes?
see.
Thought he said 2, 3, and A. Or
No,
did I read-
four,
Oh, that-
4, 2,
four,
A.
4, 2, A. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
But
So
I'm okay with the A. 2, meh. But 4, that's where he's losing respect.
I'm okay with the 4. I'm okay with the 2. Because I like my toast to be 2 as well. And I'm
How do you call that toast?
wait,
if it
1 or
goes-
2?
it
2.
will go,
Well, 2 is warm bread.
Yeah.
it'll go crunch.
Yeah, only if you leave it out overnight.
Different kind of
No.
crunch.
You can't run it. It'll get crunch. It'll go crunch.
It really doesn't look like it. It looks like it's firm, not crispy. 3 is where it starts to look like you'll actually get a crisp.
I mean, I have her between
That's
3 and 4. You know that 3.5, like you were talking about, Jared. I can understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I just made grilled cheese and tomato soup tonight for dinner. One of them ended up with a 5, but most of them were a 3.5, a 4. You know. But
That's where you don't leave. It's where you don't leave it on the grill after it's done. You plate it.
hey,
Yeah.
it's
you-
the first one. You're always using that as the test bench, anyways.
You know, this is true, but this is also where a good proper heat control comes in handy. Now I'm not saying that
20-year-old stove.
I'm not saying that you should buy propane and propane accessories, but
I
Oh, boy.
understand.
Leave Hank Hill alone. Dang it, Arlen was right next door to my city of birth. Come on now.
there are times where the control that you get over a propane grill does come in handy. However, there's just something about that little bit of extra smokiness you get from a combination of hickory and charcoal.
Ooh.
Yep.
Oh, what was it? I had a food truck brought in. It was applewood smoked deviled eggs.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was good.
Well, see, I use applewood and pecan.
See, I've never really been a fan of pecan, so
It
I'd give
depends-
it a shot.
It depends upon the tree. Okay. Now, I have wood left over from my grandfather's orchard, pecan orchard down in East Texas, that are Choctaw and
Whoa, guys! I just saw something in the chat that why did no one tell me of this sooner? Apparently, Erica, otherwise known as Gutsick Gibbon, the wonderful undergrad who destroyed Hovind on modern day debates a couple months back. Apparently, she's debating G-Man.
Oh.
Which channel is this on?
Where is this taking place, Anamorphic Mind? Okay, so it starts in 30 minutes, but where? Because here's the thing.
Modern day debates.
I know exactly why G-Man agreed to it. Does someone want to pull up a particular quote from Blazing Saddles?
Oh, okay, which quote are we pulling up here?
Oh, just think
Good
about
chair.
it. Wait,
Oh, I know. I don't feel comfortable saying it. Being a white guy.
Oh,
I think we can all go gong loud enough to cover it.
there you go. Internal chat.
What was so for those in the crowd? Gene Wilder's character. What idea did he come up with on how to infiltrate the gang that was going to be attacking the town? Using his friend who ends up as the sheriff as bait, and what does this particular friend end up saying?
Oh yeah.
Yep, Anamorphic Mind's got it.
Oh, oh.
Yep. I have that posted right.
Jared.
You weren't
it's that
wanting monetization on this, were you?
We'll see.
we're trying not to get the channel banned. Monetization is secondary.
Oh no, I'm starting to get angry messages whenever I log into my studio from YouTube telling me to stop asking for the classic. They're getting rid of it. Because here's the thing, I hate the studio. It was so much easier
Yes.
to set up live streams.
Yeah.
Oh, that one is so relevant to G-Man too.
Mm.
You've got to remember. Just scroll back up a little bit. There we go. You've got to remember that these are just simple farmers. These are people of the land, the common clay of the New West. You know, morons.
Yeah, but this one's always a good one too.
Yeah,
Context is key. He
true,
was drunk,
true.
coming off the hangover.
Well, and see, here's the thing. Go back and watch any one of Mel Brooks's movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no, could any one of them be made today and be considered successful or even be allowed in the theaters?
Probably
No,
not.
that would
No,
not be allowed in the theaters. Even Mel Brooks has admitted he could not make his movies now.
And that's sad because they were fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
What? You know, if you look at the politically incorrect comedians, and there are a few out there, Chappelle's one of them.
No, Chappelle is awesome because he don't
Yeah.
give a fuck.
Don't. But you look at how successful they are. Okay. And then you look at Mel Brooks, and all they are is a toned down version of Mel Brooks.
Yeah, there is that.
You know, I mean, they're not much from Mel Brooks. You know, some of them are without the language. But then there is, I kill you.
True. Dunham is in a class by himself.
He really is. Have you seen that little girl that hangs out with him? That's also the ventriloquist, the 12 or 13-year-old.
Oh, the one who was on America's Got Talent?
Yeah, right after him, a few years after him.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, she's awesome, and she is politically incorrect. She's not quite so.
so Jared, this is the
Ooh.
screenshot I was trying to show you.
That was quite the scene in Enterprise. And wait a minute, it's rated what?
Let's go back. This isn't that scene, you know.
Well, no, because it's Malcolm in there, not Trip.
Yep. And it's not season 3 when they have a little bit of fun in his quarters. Or was it her quarters?
Her quarters. but did I see a TV-14 for nudity?
It's a TV-14 for nudity. Now let's go to the details here. Nudity, language, and gore.
Who the hell reviewed that?
Well, again, season 3, you get a nice shot of some assets.
Oh, Jet Guitar. Great that you mentioned that portion from Spaceballs. Fun fact: the guy with the pick who says that, Tim Russ. He ends up playing Tuvok.
Yep. My older brother and my little brother lost their shit when they found out that.
Well, he was also in Sequest DSV as a bad guy.
He's
Yes, he was.
he's actually played a bad guy a few times. One of, if not his first foray into Star Trek, was on TNG as a bad guy.
Yep.
So I don't know why people are saying experiencing buffering. If it is, it's entirely on YouTube's end because my OBS is rock solid right now.
Yeah, I've been having that a lot lately. It's just because everybody's online these days.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you're multi-windowing or you're multi-tabbing anything, just shut everything down that you don't need. Not this stream though.
Oh.
Yeah, because even Pornhub and X videos went down today. So.
Well, what do you expect? I mean,
No comment.
No.
oh,
It writes itself.
yeah.
Well, I leave my messenger running because I need to stay in contact with friends on Facebook. I'm just not posting anything on Facebook much. But I get a message from a friend of mine who's been single for about 3.5 years now, and because of the 6-foot rule, he's self-isolated from the 3 girls that he was dating before the outbreak. And yeah, he's been having a really rough time of that, given that he's in Dallas. So
There are ways around that. Technology can be a wonderful thing at times.
yeah, he said it's just watching them go at each other on stream is not the same as being there in real life, and I totally agree with that.
Well, they've got USB devices for that now.
Yeah, well,
So I've heard.
Only in Japan they come up with that kind of stuff.
Oh, well,
yeah.
Well, shit. In Japan, they've also said that
They've got the robot.
Well, yeah, they're starting with those, and there was a uproar about it being negatively affecting on the prostitution industry.
Oh.
Oh god.
That's right. He was an unnamed technician, right?
Oh.
Up to Vor. He was
He-
named.
Yep, he was named.
Oh.
He was one of the bad guys trying to take over the ship during the Baryon sweep.
Oh, you want to protect yourself. What is it? Remember that scene from Naked Gun where they had those oversized condoms?
Ah, yes.
That'll protect you.
Could we call those a personal dome?
No, it's more like an enhanced mushroom stamp.
That's
So there's already one super chat for $2 in the modern day debates. This is G-Man 1.
Although G-Man did beat Godless Engineer in a debate.
Well,
I don't know who that's more of an indictment against.
well,
Just got
it's one of those. How do I want to put it? 2 people coming in for a battle of wits, and one of them being unarmed.
And the victor being G-Man.
Yeah.
By the way, I need to check up on my. I need to check up on that Twitter thread that I got booted from.
Wait, you got
Oh.
booted from a Twitter thread?
Oh,
Well, not booted, but I have somebody. I had somebody block me.
yeah. I I've had a couple people do that recently simply because they didn't like the questions I was asking. And I asked a question and they really, really did not like where it went.
Oh, yeah. This person was running circular arguments, and I wouldn't let him have it
Mm.
because their whole thing is, "What is it?" As in, what is God? And I'm pretty sure this is a pretty decent definition of what is God, as defined by the religions. Would you agree?
Yeah,
Yep.
so... Okay, so that one... there it goes. Both of them came through. So, we have a super sticker from Anamorphic Mind for $3 US. Thank you, thank you. And from C4 for $2 US. Thanks for all you do, AT2. I'm just here. I do what I can. There are certain things that spur me into action publicly. Otherwise, I tend to keep things a little more on the private end because I don't do things for the glamour. I do it for the result, for taking care of and helping people when and where possible. And everything that you guys are able to give and support with helps that take place.
All right, so we got a good idea of what the definition is, right? Shall I show them the tweet that got me banned or got me blocked?
Yeah, let's
Sure.
see it.
Wait, do I need to give I should give context first. The person who blocked me is obviously this person here, Primrose Lane. Okay, kept referencing to Clinton for some reason, Bill Clinton for some reason, and Al Gore a lot.
Okay.
So-
So only about 25 years behind the times. Okay.
Yeah, claim that Al Gore invented the internet. Well, that's a whole nother thread for another time.
Oh my god.
So says, "Come on, cut the Clinton crap." And then after I responded once before, I went back and posted this.
I need you.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know? Well,
A little too close to the edge, I think.
Well, you know, Hillary lets me do what I need to take care of myself and keep entertained, and she's a wonderful woman for it. Hey, Monica, how you doing?
Let's see what's my notification.
Let's not forget the painting of Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
Oh God, what do we got started here?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Steve is having fun. You know what? Someone should tweet him the link to this and remind him that motherfucker got the link to it directly in his Hangouts.
Oh, you know what? I'll send it to him on. I'll send it to him directly on Twitter via messages. I just said it. I got incriminating things in there.
Uh-oh.
Hey, it all goes down in those direct messages.
Yep.
So yeah, somebody is making claims about direct messages that prove things, and I've got that in my editor already.
So
Jared
apparently,
knows what I'm talking about.
yeah. So apparently, Jose has routinely been letting Lemon Bird on his channel. Oh.
I need to go over there and pay a visit.
Really? Do you really want to feed Lemon Bird's delusion?
No, I'm gonna destroy it. Like I've done every time.
Whoa. Do you really see that being the outcome of any interaction with him?
Oh no, not really, but I just have a lot of fun with it.
I can't do that to you, Jared. Sorry.
Oh,
No. I'm typing out my thing to Steve,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, "You're being summoned by the almighty AT2 Productions." And I'm like, no, I can't do that.
Doc.
Why do I keep
that video is
hanging?
recent in my memory from watching his shit. So
Why do I keep hanging around with you assholes?
because we're assholes.
If you
Oh
didn't,
yeah.
you'd be an asshole to hang out with.
Keep firing, assholes.
Oh, did you see? Did you see my the working title for my my project there, Jared?
Did you change it again since you sent me the screenshot?
No, I did not.
Okay, so yeah, I saw it.
I think it works quite well.
Do I think Eve should have been a Star Trek game instead? Ooh,
that's a good one.
that is a tough one because while I do think that Star Trek has needed a good, proper standalone video game. Because Star Trek Online is okay. Star Trek Online is good for what it is. It was pretty much their response to World of Warcraft. Okay.
Moral virginity.
Yeah. But, Eve itself is... I don't want to mess with that, but if they could use that game engine and do a good, proper Star Trek game off of that engine, dude, take my money. That is a game I would actually pay for.
I played Star Trek Online and I liked it, but some of it was just tedious and downright aggravating. I mean, more so than World of Warcraft. And the end reward for that aggravation in that grind wasn't worth it. And wasn't, the satisfaction wasn't there like it is in World of Warcraft, or what it was in World of Warcraft.
So, Steve,
By the way, hi.
I see you've been having fun on Twitter in the last few minutes.
I always have fun on Twitter. Twitter's just like so much fun. It's like Disneyland, only not.
So, did you ever get an answer to what's wrong with the new breed of atheists? Other than them being morons?
Well, I mean, we had a nice little 2-hour hangout on it. Sure, we came up with a lot of different possible things. I have a list of like 10 things that is just like seems to be ubiquitous upon the new atheist TM. Yeah. Well, are you doing Veterans Weekly?
Yeah. That's what this one is because.
You're live?
Yep, we are currently live.
Cool beans. So let me ask you, since it is VF stuff. What is it? Weekly Veterans Weekly.
Veterans Talk Weekly.
Yeah, VTW.
Yep.
So let me ask your opinion. What do you think of the captain that was moved? From the the letter and all that, because it's kind of weird. You see, Trump is everything Trump does is backwards, and I noticed this when he was on
here's the thing.
Show, yeah.
Here's the thing. It wasn't Trump's call. It wasn't
Secretary of the Navy.
Yeah, it was his SecNav who actually was the one who immediately made the decision to remove him from command. But in light of the backlash, rather than him facing court-martial and forced retirement, oh no, we're just moving him to a different billet. He's not being processed.
Yeah, there's no
out.
judicial punishment or anything. He's just relieved of command, but it's for captain to be relieved of command it's
That's
going
a
to be
career ender.
Yeah,
Yeah.
career ender.
Yep.
Yeah. But the SecNav is what an idiot. What the publicity alone is just bad mistake.
Well, yeah, and we started talking about it before, and one of the things that I found rather interesting in the statement that came from Moody was the justification that he didn't go through his proper chain of command. Sorry, I spent enough time on a carrier going around and seeing who is constantly at whose hip, and with rare exceptions, where the CO of the boat is, you can guarantee not far away is the task group commander, the 1-star that's aboard. Guaranteed. They are never far apart. And it's because there's constant communication about what's going on between them. So, do you really think that this captain did not bring this up to the Admiral face-to-face before drafting any sort of official memo like was sent out and leaked?
Yeah, I'm sure somebody else saw it. Yeah.
Well, not just that, but the conversation face to face, man to man. Hey, Admiral, we just got these results. We cannot physically do this because of the number of people we have aboard. What are we going to do about it? And the answer that came back was effectively nothing. We're fucked. And the captain rightfully saw, hey, that's bullshit. We cannot do our mission if we do not take care of our people and keep them healthy enough to do their fucking jobs. And because he actually was putting the health of his people so they could do the mission that they're supposed to do as a priority, that's reason to be removed from command. But it probably was the fact that they saw in the email thread that got leaked, not all of the email threads, but the one that got leaked, that the chief of staff, the actual task group commander, the admiral, was not on the list. That's what they're pinning it on. Oh, this would be interesting if he does fight it a little bit and ends up saying, no. Go into the account, because guess what? All emails sent from a government email account, that shit's archived. Guaranteed. Full stop. So they can go in and find any other message traffic between him and the admiral and see, hey, we talked about this. I'm following it up. What's the word?
I'm kind of curious if there's more to it than that.
Oh,
yeah.
there definitely is. This reeks of the higher brass, especially Seknav, saying, oh shit, we're caught with our pants down. We're looking idiotic. He fucked up. We need to get him out of there. Nope. He's off. And what really tipped it off was typically when a commander is removed due to loss of confidence or anything, it's very rare that you get the sort of response from the crew that was shared on social media that you was seen on the Roosevelt.
Well, the actions are like, from removing him, I think had far more hurtful things against the Navy than the letter itself. I mean, they're worried about the Navy looking bad and breach of confidence and all this shit. Well, the actions of removing him, I definitely believe was far greater impact on the way that people are viewing the Navy right now. That's for damn sure.
This whole situation's been so horribly mismanaged at the top.
Absolutely.
That, I mean, it doesn't shock me, because basically the top's mismanage it, and they're blaming lowerly people who are following their orders for.
Yeah, well,
and that's just how it's going to keep playing out, because the people that we got on top can't take any self-responsibility. They're not going to.
Yeah, and here's the thing. That sort of mentality, that is nothing new to the current administration.
Yeah.
That's been going on for decades.
But I would love to stay and chat longer. I got to get some food in. You guys are welcome later on. Come join me for a scotch.
What rum and coke night? What time you starting that?
Yeah. 30 minutes to an hour, maybe. I got to eat first, though.
Okay, so about an hour, so 7. Well, it seems like that 7 p.m. Pacific time does work for you. So
yeah, I wait till 7 usually if I can, because Sweet doesn't get the kid down until 10 her time. So then she's kind of free up to kind of join, because, I like to have her come in. Don't get much chance to talk to her.
No, so go and enjoy the hour. Go ahead and get something to eat, and if we're still on, I'm probably poking to the live chat after. I
Awesome.
Got some stuff going on, but hey, who knows?
Hey, Swabbies and shipmates.
Yeah.
Maybe Steve wants that rejected crayon color.
Oh, Jesus.
No. Blame Furball.
No, what he needs is he needs to enjoy being President Trump.
Oh, so Tech, you got a question in the live chat for you. How many cores does that guy have on his PC?
12 cores, 24 threads. I've got 16 of them on the CPU going for folding.
Damn.
And I'm letting both GPUs go for folding too. So.
Why? Because he can.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
Yeah, I've got 8 extra threads on top of that 16.
That's for Pornhub.
Well, I got a new computer. Well, I say new, it's used, but it was in pieces, and it's still in pieces out in the garage. I just hadn't had time or energy to go out there and put it together. But I'll probably end up doing that over the next couple of weeks.
Oh, and you got a question. And the GPUs are how many?
1080s, two 1080s.
TI 1080s.
These are just 1080s in this one.
Yes.
Well, he spent all his money on the 3900X, so I mean,
Yeah. Not
Well-
cheap.
Well, at the same time, when you're running 2 GPUs like that, and you're using them for what exactly?
Well, normally, I mean, they're SLI. So.
Well, no, it's like how much the applications that you're actually running the computer for. Like, how much of this is for gaming? How much of this is just for work?
Both. I mean,
Well,
both, so I
well,
mean,
yeah, you could do both at the same time.
I'll do video encode. Sometimes I use the GPUs for NV encoding. So.
If only I had the justification for it. Oh! Now Ira wants to know about the your memory setup. Your
32
RAM.
gigs.
Really? Did-
which speed you got?
Thinking about upgrading, but 32 gigs currently.
Well, 32,
What
32
megahertz on it?
Yeah, what bus speed?
3200.
Oh, you should be
DDR4.
trying to leverage that with 3600.
Well, yeah, I'll probably upgrade. I'm going to probably go to 3600. So.
Oh, come on, Google.
Might
There
just
we
do
go.
a lateral first because I've got 4 PC 3200 8 gig sticks now. I might just laterally go and get maybe 216 or 232 3600 next. So lateral 32 to 32, or maybe do 32 to 64. The board will do 128. So.
Well, good. So you're not going to be dealing with that as the bottleneck. It's just a question of, do you want to max that out? And
RAM hasn't been an issue, so it hasn't.
Yeah, I was going to say, at what point do you really need to worry about that when you have that level of the processing power split between your main CPU and dual GPUs? Because each GPU has its own dedicated RAM on board anyways.
Right. You run Crisis. I don't know. I've never played Crisis, so I don't know.
Oh, that's a fun game.
Probably could with relative ease. Although at the same time,
I probably could run Crisis.
you could probably run Doom Eternal twice.
Probably.
One CPU,
Well,
two people playing.
At work, we joke because we have minimum system requirements for the computers we use. Personal computers we use for work. And I joke that I could run 8 virtual machines that each meet the minimum requirements simultaneously.
If that
I wish I would say it, but somebody has way too much computer.
no, there's never no.
No. You're not getting too much computer until you're running like.
Well, there's one higher CPU that I could actually put in this thing.
Well, I was
I
going to say, until you're running a system with 2 godlike motherboards in there, then you're questionably close to too much computer.
Well, no. Let's be honest.
It's questionably.
You're not getting to too much computer until you have a de facto supercomputer that takes up half of your office. then I will say, you know what? For a home setup, yeah, you have a bit too much computer there.
But think about it. Think about it this way, Jared. Think about the heating bill you save on in the wintertime with a computer like that.
That's true.
Depending on, well,
Oh, this thing. Trust me, if I turn the AC off in this room right now, it's like it's not hot outside, but it would get hot in here.
Right as that moment, my fan kicks up in my computer.
Hey, what you
I
need-
feel
what
the
you-
radiator exhaust. I mean, there's actually a warmth there. So.
oh,
what
well,
you need is one of those dedicated crypto mining machines. They put off a lot of heat.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
so actually, I'm modifying the question from LRJ88 on this one. How many instances of solitaire could you run?
Oh, well, you guys, I don't know if you saw it. Linus Tech Tips did a thing. Is how many instances of Chrome could they run?
Yes, I saw that.
And what was it? How much RAM did they have in that machine?
I don't know. Let me go look that one up here really quick.
Yeah, that would be interesting to know.
Y'all are gonna make me do this. I'm gonna go put the computer together, see what actually I have, and I'll see y'all next week.
You have fun with it.
I'm gonna try.
He
I gotta
has-
when I say I gotta put everything in this computer, literally I have the case and all the parts. I
Well-
have even the motherboard is separated from it, so I've got to mount everything in.
Well, according to Dex, they had 1.2 terabytes of RAM.
Holy fuck.
I'm going to wait for confirmation on that one.
Y'all enjoy.
Later.
What
Yeah, here you go.
the? 20 hard drives equaling up to 320 terabytes in a normal case.
Oh.
That's worth a 20-minute watch, I think.
What did they do to stress test it?
I don't know, but then about a few weeks before that, they were deploying another petabyte of storage.
Oh yeah, their petabyte server. That was incredible.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing. I hear petabyte, and I'm like, I could use that.
Exactly. Oh, here we go. It's 2 terabytes of RAM.
Oh,
So
2
1.2
terabytes.
probably.
Whew. Well, 2 terabytes, so yeah, probably system resources, and then the 1.2 dedicated for active other programs other than the OS, and wow. Wow. Oh, now you're just showing each individual core because you can?
I think that's
Like
showing
each
the
individual thread.
Yeah, those are the
Yeah.
threads.
Oh, so Karus asked, what do you need 2 terabytes of RAM for? Honestly, I would be happy with that amount for video editing. Because then
That's true.
then I wouldn't have to worry about the render time
Yeah,
of...
Dex, I got it right here. I got it right here. I'm actually
was
trying
that
to
a-
pull it up.
That was a storage computer though, right?
That he was doing it on?
Well, the petabyte one, yeah. But
Yeah.
but the 2 terabytes of RAM, that's definitely in a server rack, but because you're gonna...
The individual memory chips on the module is wired directly to the memory. At exotic quad or 8 CPU socket designs, even a server grade motherboard like this one from Gigabyte typically tops out in the neighborhood of 16 memory slots.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's using it looks like he's using a Epic Rome processor.
Okay.
So a server motherboard.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
step
that's what
one,
I
right?
figured. To get that high
Yeah,
on
yeah.
We
RAM,
are
you
going
would
to
need it.
some very special memory. A single stick of this RAM.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was sending that. Don't want to get you.
Yeah, the things you can end up doing and playing with under quarantine. Unfortunately, with me, I've been doing more mechanical stuff. But yeah, it's just
What the heck is G-Man showing?
don't say
Oh, I
his
got out
ass.
of that.
Don't say his ass. Don't say his. Wait a minute. They're just beginning it. So he's already going into show. Wow.
Yeah, he's talking about slavery now.
You should see me when I go to bed at
Oh,
night. I
no.
pump the thread count up to 22.
What do you have it doing to get the workload up that high?
He's folding.
Folding.
He's folding for the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah, my system's not strong enough to do that and have me be able to do what I need and want it to.
Yeah. I mean, I've got 2 other machines here that are running. They're running by themselves doing other.
At least most of them.
projects.
It doesn't look like the CPU one is. I think the GPU is.
All you need now is a Threadripper.
Speaking of, Ira asks, do you know if Ready Boost is any benefit for speed?
I don't know what it is, to be honest. So
It's a virtual. It like takes your memory and puts it into a virtual system or something like that. I can't explain it.
It's
I've
a
heard
way.
of
it.
It's a way to maximize your actual throughput of your memory. The question,
oh, it sounds horrible.
Yeah, and whatever you're working within Ready Boost, if the program crashes, you lose it.
yeah,
No.
that is the downfall. Is you are more susceptible to memory failure in that aspect, and at the same time, it depends on what you're trying to use it for. Like if you just want to cut down on a bit of latency in running an individual program that you're not worried about losing progress if it crashes in between individual save points, go ahead, give it a try. But if you're working on something a bit more critical, yeah, I'd look at other options.
I don't know. I've never used it. I have 32 gigs of RAM. My main drive's an M.2 NVMe. So.
Well, not just that. So the aspect of it he's looking at is using a USB flash drive as virtual RAM.
Oh, Windows used to have a function like that, didn't they?
Ready Boost.
Yeah, it's Ready
Oh.
Boost. That's what it is.
There's a software out there like that too. I just can't give it.
Well, shit. My
Well, thing is, like-
Threadripper list is not fully paid out or priced out.
So I'm not sure about Threadrippers because, like, right now, for example, the first the Zen, like the first gen Threadripper adopters are salty.
Oh yeah.
You know, my processor here outperforms a first gen Threadripper.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm running a 2nd gen Ryzen. That's all I could afford because they came down in price too.
Well, so here's the thing. I spec'd out my computer that I'm doing all this on for what I was doing at the time, which was joining the occasional hangout, word processing and basic internet stuff for school, a little bit of work stuff, and the occasional low resource game. Nothing major. And it was a beautifully specced out Asus for that. I mean, I'm looking at where my computer tower is, but I can't see it because it's behind my monitor and mounted to the back of it.
Oh.
Yeah, the VC66 series from Asus. Great for a workstation like that if you're doing that sort of stuff. But I ended up starting to run this channel as more of a thing and hosting and doing more stuff and a bit of video editing here and there. So yeah, an upgrade is going to be needed at some point. It's just I'm riding this as long as I can until I have to upgrade due to failure.
Well, no shit.
What?
I'm putting together on PC part picker. And I already have a warning because I haven't selected something yet. I went out of order.
Ah.
So if you know anything about this particular one, you'll see
Ooh.
what's
Right
missing
above
already.
CPU
but-
cooler.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what it's warning me.
Yeah, you kind of need it.
Well, duh. I was just wanting to find my motherboard.
Well,
Yeah.
so Dex, that's the thing, is generally what I would do when I'm rendering a video is I would completely close every program except my video editor. I would turn off the screensaver, set it, set the power off to about 4 hours, because it would take anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5 hours to render a 15 to 18 minute video. That's what I get for doing all those videos at 1080 at 60 FPS. But yeah, I would set it up like that. I would get to that bare minimum state, start the rendering, and then go do something else. Like literally walk away from the computer.
I don't want to get too crazy, do I? 232 gig sticks should be good.
That should be fine.
Yeah.
Like I have an upgrade, for example, because like you talk about like 32 gigs. It's like right now I'm using like 14 point something, 32.
Oh, I should go with an NVMe for at least the boot drive, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
Yeah. M. Dot.
Some motherboards have multiple NVMe slots.
Yeah.
NVMe's are getting cheap too.
Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
At this point, I would stick with SSD for everything, anyways. I'm actually that is one nice thing about this computer, this form factor, is I can do two internal 2.5-inch drives, plus I have a terabyte NVMe on the M.2 on the board itself. So I realistically could do a 3 or more terabyte storage space, which I could fill that up pretty quick if I'm able to ride as often as I'd like.
Yeah.
Yeah, my chassis has three 3.5s, two 2.5s, and then my board has two M.2 slots.
No.
Why the hell is this much? Is the
It could be-
internals caked with gold?
It could be the read-write speed too.
Well, what type is it? Does it say?
It's a SATA 6. It says.
SATA 6.
No, I mean the actual. I'm talking about the flash, actually flash storage.
Oh. It's not saying there.
It's also Lenovo, so who knows?
Lenovo 5300. No, what did that say?
That's not...
Not all flash storage costs the same.
No.
No, I know.
No, and it really does get into the nuance of why certain ones are priced the way they are.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hope they get. I hope they actually get to ask G-Man that question from Shannon Q. Why do men have nipples, G-Man? And then immediately follow it up with, I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
All right. Let's see.
Oh yeah, Ire, don't be surprised by that. G-Man would slob on the knob through the prison bars of Hovind if given the chance.
Or the mystery glory hole.
Oh no, there would be no mystery there. G-Man would announce himself.
Okay, that is just 3D NAND. 3D NAND. So I don't know why they cost so much.
I don't think I really need a TI, do I?
I mean, that's not like overpriced for like what the other people sell it for anywhere, but that's just ridiculously priced for the
Oh,
technology.
you're looking at GTXs
Yeah.
or RTXs. I'm sorry.
Well, I know what you meant.
Yeah, I haven't gone RTX yet. That's
No, I'm still running. I'm running RX AMD.
See, if I were to do that, I would also have to upgrade my monitors,
Mm.
and I'm not sure if I want to do that just yet.
You gotta have that ultra widescreen 48-inch monitor, Jared.
I don't have the frickin' room for it.
And it's curved too.
You know, if it could curve to about a 70-degree angle, um, then maybe.
Or
Because
we'll get you a pair of those AR goggles, and then you can do your work.
yeah, well, the reason why I say that is because right now I have two 24 inches next to each other, and that's about the angle from end to end. So
Yeah, I'm running two 24s as well. One of them it runs at 144 hertz.
I mean, if I'm going with a godlike board and a 35 or 3950X, I got a SLI, right?
There you go.
yeah,
Now the problem is how big of a case do I need?
You get the one that has the built-in water cooling loop in it.
you know what?
You know, I
you
would.
got a point there.
You know, I would. The problem is I don't trust myself with putting it together.
Yeah, because they have. I think what Fractal Design has a couple like that right now.
Yeah, I know. Paul's Hardware is building in one of those.
I've seen a couple on Linus and as well as on who's the other guy I watch? Jace 2 Cents. He's done a couple reviews on them.
Yeah.
custom mortar loops are good, but
It depends on also what kind of piping. If you're using the rubber or using form, your
on top of that, you also have added maintenance when you're doing that. So.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you need, Jay, is that you need a computer in the desk, like Linus did.
You know, with this, I would almost be tempted to do that and water cool it. So I would just hang everything upside down. So that way, if it leaks, it doesn't get on the electronics.
You know. Speaking of that, what I would be tempted to do, custom desk, have the main computer inlay in the middle of it, full touchscreen.
Ooh.
Oh, you mean kind of like in Tron, the first one?
Not necessarily like in Tron, more so like one of the desk workstations in TNG. Now, if I could even end up doing a mod to the OS, which probably could do it in Linux or specifically Ubuntu, to really make it look like an LCARS, but then have secondary monitors that pop up on either side that are more traditional setup just for gaming.
Or what you can do is you can be like in Picard where you have the hollow interface.
No.
If you want to get really serious, you'd go immersion cooling.
Ooh.
Like the old,
I haven't
like the old Cray
seen
supercomputer.
ever.
Oh, what was it?
One of the FTs on my boat actually did immersion in 2004 with mineral oil.
Yep. Oh, Linus did that.
Well, there's actually
oil machine.
There's actually another substance you could go that has a low boiling point.
What was it?
I'm trying to remember what that substance is that you could submerge it in. Where basically the hot stuff boils, and then you have like a radiator in there that kind of acts as a heat exchanger to cool it.
Yeah, I think what was it? Linus did that with the mineral. I think they didn't even need a heat sink in there. I don't think. You can just see it boiling off the processor.
Well, I don't think that's too bad.
You know?
I mean, that's probably what my computer would cost if I let some, HP or whatever build it, and I picked all the same parts for myself, the one that I'm using right now.
HP, or have you tried Origin PC?
Oh, I want one of the. Oh, okay, hold on. I gotta pull that up here.
Yeah, because you can customize those build outs too a little bit.
Oh no.
Where
is it?
I have to say, the crisp apple blend of Angry Orchard actually lives up to its name and is actually pretty damn tasty.
Ooh, look at that case.
Ooh.
You got the rat. You got the rat at the bottom.
This is actually a computer with an Xbox and a PS4 built in, and you can also have an optional Switch docking port put in.
Yeah. What's the price tag on those things?
You don't want to know.
Probably 8 to 10.
It's within your budget.
Not even close.
Oh, Unboxing Therapy did the video on it.
Okay, the material that's used for the boiling stuff is 3M Fluorinert electronic liquid.
Oh, that's cool. That's where the switch goes. Right there in the. Is that the side?
Front.
Oh,
Front panel.
Sorry, the front panel. That's cool. It just plugs right in.
Yeah.
Hey, kitty. What's up?
I kind of want to try and buy one. Or at
I
least, you know,
I
put it in the
love
cart.
I love that question. Why would you need an Xbox and PS4 in it when you have a PC and a Switch?
True.
PC Master Race.
Ooh,
Well,
we
here's
can-
the thing. Nobody cares about PS4. I just want it for the Xbox.
Yeah, built-in Xbox would be nice because it would take that thing off the desk.
Seen the specs for the next PS4 and Xbox?
I have seen the Xbox actually.
They're,
Yeah,
they're both running AMD GPUs and CPUs.
Yep.
well, and PS5 they're running into a problem now.
What's that?
They're running into a thermal issue where it's causing thermal throttling.
Yeah, because they're actually they're trying to cut down the limited space they already have.
They're having an issue with the thermal ducting for cooling.
Yeah, well, they're going basically off of the PS4 Slim and then trying to slim that down even more.
Yeah, the processor they're using on it is basically, I mean, it's not exactly, but it's basically like a Zen a Ryzen 7 3700X. It's about.
There you go.
So i9 9900. Okay, not terrible. Ooh, with the Titan RTX. Okay.
Wow.
2 NVMe, 2 terabyte
That's like
NVMe.
It's like a $2,000 video card.
I know.
And then a 14 terabyte standard drive. Wow.
Oh.
Oh, okay. That is a very good power supply.
Yeah, you would need a good kilowatt for that.
Oh, yeah, I have my machine's running a 1,000 watt.
Running Win 10 and Xbox One and PS4 with their own 2 terabyte drives each.
Yeah, because they won't be able to They won't be able to connect with the
Interface.
CPUs. The
Well-
CPUs, storage drives.
There's actually a programming way into doing that and partitioning out the drives.
See, the problem is when I go into customize, I can't get all of them put into one. I have to select one or the other, which is stupid.
Wait, on the customizer,
So-
it's not letting you do both?
Yeah, so here, I'm sharing customize, and either go white or black.
Mm.
Interior lighting, I really don't care.
Ooh.
Holy crap! Gives you $260 just for that alone.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Kara says, let's debate about that operation system. Yeah, if you're going to do something like this, why stick with Windows? Like, I understand for a lot of people, Windows is really easy to use, but if you can navigate and handle Windows, guess what else you can actually handle and be able to do a lot more with?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You expect people to understand how to use Linux?
It's really not that difficult.
It depends on what flavor you're using.
No, I'm not
See-
I'm not talking like older Red Hat. I'm talking one of the later releases where it's actually a bit more intuitive, where you still have the customization and the command script that you can use for those people who are used to the older flavors, but you're not going to overwhelm someone who's new to it either.
True.
I have to pay extra for them to put thermal compound on there?
Oh, but you can do the Ryzen instead.
I know.
Oh wow, more choices.
So if
glad-
you don't select thermal compound, do they just not put any on? Or-
No, I don't think it's giving you the option.
That's
Okay, so
kinda weird.
257 for that. For the 9900K.
Yep.
Or 576, so about
Eight-
double
For
for.
a 3950X.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one I'm gonna go with. And I'm okay with that change on the motherboard. That's quite all right. What
Yeah,
other
it's
options?
more, but I mean, you have twice the cores and twice the threads.
And oh, come on! Really, you're limiting me to
16?
30?
60-40.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I'm more worried
well,
about.
there's
Wait,
3000
that-
3200 up at the
that-
top.
Yeah, go to the 32.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Memory
Cooling.
speed isn't quite as much an issue with Zen 2 as it was with Zen Plus or Zen 2 because
Under
yeah.
case bands too, or
they
not?
they unlinked the memory with the well, I can't think of the name now currently.
It's for Nvidia. Do they have
It'll come to me later.
they have AMD choices or all Nvidia cards?
Just Nvidia.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
No, they got an AMD.
Oh, is that- oh, I didn't see
Did
it.
they?
I was-
Top row, third.
Oh, yep.
Oh, that's the only one they have.
But out
Actually,
of all of
they're about ranked about like performance wise because that's about where the 5700 sits.
Holy
Oh,
crap.
since I'm just gonna
Oh,
gonna
shit.
swap it up.
Yeah,
for the next
yeah,
one,
I
I'm
was
not gonna
missing
worry
it. Sorry.
Oh wow, you can get the look at the heat.
Infinity Fabric.
No
Infinity
raid,
Fabric. That's what I was
no
trying to think of
raid,
earlier.
No raid.
Yeah, I can just.
Okay, now down there at the bottom's looking better. Because the 970 Pro is actually what I'm running in. Dude, thing boots up from a cold start in like 10 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, mine boots up pretty quick too, and I'm using the 970 Evo.
But also, are you going to be doing it as a single or a RAID configuration?
Oh no, that one, your options are... Ooh, actually...
Yep.
Ooh, it is giving you the options. Ooh.
So that means you'd have two drives in there.
I don't trust Raider right now. I don't know enough about it to use it, so but I
Yeah.
could always use more storage.
Well,
there.
the basic concept behind RAID. More drives individually in there, but they act as one. So
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
My NAS boxes I have, they run in a RAID 0, I think. They do mirroring.
oh come on.
That'd be
now.
RAID
it's
1.
only letting
Oh,
you
sorry.
do two. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I can never remember is 0 or 1.
Ooh.
RAID 0 is striped, but
Uh,
so there's no redundancy whatsoever. RAID
No,
1 is mirrored.
No, mine's mirroring, so there's redundancy.
Yeah.
But then I've got an external redundancy hooked up to it, so they back up to the external drive as well.
Look at where I'm at price tag wise already.
Dude, I told you I guessed between 8 and 10.
All
My
right.
yeah.
NAS runs in RAID 5. So.
Oh, you got more drives. Mine can only handle 2 drives at a time. I only have a standard 2 drive, or they call it Soho.
Right.
External audio. Ooh.
Ooh, fancy.
Oh, like the one comes with a remote. Damn.
Wait, external networking?
Oh, okay, wireless.
No,
Ooh,
go wired.
External capture. Oh, there you go. Streaming essentials.
No, I mean I have this one already, so why do I need another one?
External capture. Where you
Because then you can double your soundboard setup.
there you go.
This isn't. I don't use this for my soundboard.
Oh.
And if I was gonna get another one of these, I would just get the XL, which
Oh,
has 32 buttons on it.
okay, fair point.
Ooh, keyboards.
Colorful. Wait, gaming? Oh, that's right, because it's only
Yeah.
it only lets you pick one of the games,
Yeah,
not both.
that's so.
Katie, what the- come here.
Ooh.
I actually use a gaming keyboard for work because I have the macro keys programmed to respond to stupid email addresses.
Nice.
Because people literally email me shit asking questions that were answered in the emails I sent them. So I just got keys I can just click.
And I need you to load this for me. Why?
When you can do it yourself.
Well, no, because so here's the thing: a lot of these things, a lot of this bit
Edge
is
The new
There-
version of Edge is better.
so
the
they
new
want-
version of Edge is Chrome.
Yeah.
It's the same engine. Chromium engine.
Well, so what they're doing here is that they're wanting to have have it to be where you get the box, you literally unbox, plug in your
They're
physical
not charging for
cables.
anything. So they're just like
It-
putting the stuff on you might likely.
Yeah,
use
it's plug and play. That's what they're setting it up for.
I know. Something I have to go look up now.
Ooh, cloud backup.
Ooh. I've heard of them. Carbonite.
Carbonite's pretty good.
Well, it depends on how much they give you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
My
I don't
company
think
does
this
work
can
for
handle doing
Carbonite.
that. I don't think this computer can handle that.
No, you,
Oh, it can handle it.
you need more. You need another machine just for that.
No. 28 to 34. Come on now.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There's your curve screen, right in the middle.
Gotta have two of those.
Yeah, but you're ultra
And
wide.
two of those. And two of those.
Oh, damn.
Well, I
The
gotta
mission
compete with
control
MP
setups.
Tunes.
That's true.
I don't know what I would use with 6 monitors, but
Minecraft.
Okay, normally I don't.
I use multi monitors for work, and I've come to like, I've come to paraphrase the old Mark Twain thing, where he talks about like too much good whiskey isn't enough. Mine is too many monitors isn't enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I use 2 monitors for work here.
wait, what was that?
So
Icarus?
apparently, Ocean said, "Humans are not animals. We are definitely a fungus." I can't argue
I can't
against
argue
that.
with that.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. Normally, I try to argue with his points, but I kind of can't. I don't. I think that's pretty good. Let's see. Can I up the warranty? Because if I'm building something like this,
Evolve
Only $200 more.
2 year.
I added an extra Evolve service, so that way.
Oh, so $250.
Yeah.
And look at that. Yeah, because of the monitors, you're at 11 grand. You asshole.
Oh, and it comes in a wooden crate too, which is nice.
Yeah, better
Does
than
it say Fragile on it and come with a telegram telling me I've won a major award?
No, not a major award. You've won an all expenses paid trip to Floston Paradise.
If you're real
Yeah.
serious, you'd build a Threadripper 3990X.
Well, here's the thing. I just can't
64
splurge on
threads.
the HD UV glass print. You know, I mean that 264 is just way too much.
But hey, it'll get you below that 11 grand.
But if you got 6 monitors, would you be able to support all 6 with only 1 video card? Or do you have an
Actually, I'm
S5?
doing 2.
You got 2? Okay, well there
Yeah,
you
he's
go.
doing two. And depending on that one, how
Oh
many?
wait, no, that was the other one that I was doing.
Yeah.
I'll throw in an extra one.
Well, what's the other
Wait, hang on. How many outputs does that one actually have?
4, I think.
The Titan. Let me pull that up here really quick.
So for 1 monitor, it'd be nothing but a soundboard.
I think it has 3 display ports at HDMI, and I think it might have a Thunderbolt.
So, well, and here's the thing. So your display ports, you can automatically do 2 displays from 1 display port.
Look like it's got 5, maybe.
1, 2 display
3
ports.
display ports.
Yep, 3. Yep.
Is
Uh,
that a mini?
HDMI,
a
and that's
mi-
the
USB-C,
Is that a mini?
USB-C, Thunderbolt, whatever.
yeah, that's a Thunderbolt.
So in theory, you can run a video off of that too.
6, 7.
I,
Well, you can
you
actually
know, I can use
run.
the HDMI for my chat window.
Yeah.
You can actually run multiple displays off the display ports in the Thunderbolt.
That's
Well,
true.
yeah.
Thunderbolt, yeah.
Well, yeah, I knew the display port you can do 2 off of one of those. So there's your 6 monitors there, and you'd have the HDMI and Thunderbolt port extra.
There we go. Now place your order.
See, I told you, you just got it below 11 grand before taxes.
Right,
If I'm gonna have to pay that in taxes, I might as well throw that on there too.
What's it gonna cost in taxes? I wonder.
I'm actually afraid. I'll send it to my mom's house. Let's see here. I
Wait,
don't have
what
promo
did
code
what
just
did
yet.
what did you add back to it to get it back over 11 grand?
I selected the window cling thing again.
Oh.
Might as well. Oh, you're gonna make me type it in there. All right.
Or yeah, or don't wait for me to.
Oh wow.
You know, those shipping prices are,
Not bad.
yeah, all things considered, because when you figure that's what, 6
that weight,
monitors,
yeah.
a tower, and peripherals, that's actually pretty good.
And I can finance it for more than what I'm paying for my car payment right now.
And take about as long to pay off.
This is a life essential device. You have to have it.
Yeah, big X to
You know
doubt
what?
on
My
that
wife will
one.
be jealous. I better make it 2.
No, you gotta. It's one for Jared. That's what.
No.
No, that'll be the PlayStation one. He can play with Team Skeptic.
There you go.
Actually, I would be going against Hufford then.
So let's update that again, so we get the proper tax in there.
Oh yeah.
So before shipping costs and all that.
Oh, that time it auto-filled for you. You know, that's
194 for the 2 of them.
that's not bad. Oh, really? Choose finance. See, it's not even giving you per month amount.
For that, not for that price.
Well,
I mean, it's a brand new car at that point.
yeah. What? Why get a
I've
brand
bought
new
cars
car?
for less.
I just bought my car for less too, so I'm okay with that.
It's a brand new car in a box.
And we're gonna remove.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't want to be getting emails saying, "Hey, you forgot to finish your ordering."
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But I would like to talk to them because I would like to actually do the actual
What would it be to have both of them in there?
all 3 of them actually.
Well, yeah. By both, I meant both gaming platforms plus the computer.
Switch.
The wannabe gaming platform.
Eh.
Oh, by the way,
Is that really a gaming platform, though?
well,
is
you want
it-
to see what type of
What,
Nintendo
the
Switch I
Switch?
can afford?
It technically is.
It only does
Yeah.
one thing: turns on or off.
You know,
Probably
why
cut
is
that
it
down
grainy
more
in
if you
this
just buy a
one?
regular Switch and a Nintendo sticker.
You know what? I really wish Brainy Beaver was in here, or another Canadian was.
Nice.
You know what? Send that to him on Twitter.
I think I've already sent it to Brainy already in our DMs on Discord.
Ah. Oh, the shit that we've come across.
Yeah. Kitty.
Mm.
So what's your folding rate there, Eric?
My folding rate.
Well, does it give you an idea how fast you're processing the data?
points per day, but I don't. I mean, it's
Oh,
like
okay.
not like I run it 24/7, but
Yeah, you can. It's just electricity.
so assuming that I ran the CPU constantly, it looks like it would do 138,000 about a day.
Wow.
Nice.
But
Who
it's too
needs-
much variance to really say that, because even the GPU, these are identical GPUs, and there's variance between them. So
Oh, of course.
I think it's just basing it off the current work unit.
And once you stop streaming, it'll go up, right?
Not really. I'm not using all my
All your
threads on
potential
each.
resources.
So
That makes sense.
Hmm.
I pump it up at night. So.
Pump it up.
But then I'll turn it off occasionally when gaming. So.
Well,
yeah. You gotta have-
priorities.
You gotta have that power for gaming, unless you're just playing solitaire.
I need the GPUs for gaming, but I could leave the CPU up. But
I am still curious. I want to know on that system how many instances of solitaire you can open before you start getting memory issues.
I'm not really sure I want to spend the time opening up multiple copies of solitaire to try to reach that point.
I'm sure there's a YouTube
I
video.
have to go to work Monday.
Wait, you work from home.
I know, but I have to go to work.
Yeah, don't you know, Jared? That is one of the longest commutes ever, especially in Virginia. So, Granny Prim has responded to something.
Oh?
J-Rod, I don't know who that is, but he's been in there too. This is her newest response.
Ooh.
Notice that I can't see it. I feel so deprived. I could probably still comment on it, couldn't I?
More or less.
I mean,
Well-
I could always just take the screenshot and...
Well, so you could. All right. So if you copy the link to one of J-Rod's tweets or someone who doesn't have you blocked, you could respond to them. You just wouldn't be able to directly respond to Prim, and Prim would see the reply number, but they themselves wouldn't be able to read your reply unless they also.
Or I
went
could just go to my
incognito.
other account.
Shh. I was trying to keep... I've been trying to not let everyone know that I set up sock accounts for everyone on Twitter. I mean, I am such a masterful hacker like that.
And you have Stretch and her
Oh,
governor.
Jared, I wasn't
And-
going to use the one you gave me. I was going to use the one Pig gave me.
Oh, okay. And yes, you
That way it's
dipshit...
traceable back to him.
And again, I need to say this because there are some people who won't fucking listen. Yes, you dipshit, we are making fun of you.
Did I actually close that down? How dare I close that down? Hold on. Where did that project go?
I mean, are you sure you want to show that now? Or do you want to keep the suspense? Because honestly, that to me, that's more fun. That's more entertaining.
Oh no, that video I'm gonna keep going or keep hidden for a little bit, especially with that working title, because that might end up staying as the subtitle of the whole video.
Tech. So you had an interesting offer from someone in the live chat. I'm just not sure how wise it would be considering you use that machine for work as well. Deck said, give me a remote connection to the PC. I'll open them.
Let me think that for about a second. No.
Well, true. You did say about a second, not less than a second. Yeah, the only time I use a remote connection like that is actually at work when I need to actually remote in with one of the design engineers to show them where they fucked up.
I need to create a new folder for this.
I have to do that with any HR specific stuff. So like looking at people's human resources
Mhm.
documentation.
Is that Grimlock on your shirt?
Yeah, it's the defunct. There was gonna be a TFCon Orlando this year, so
Well,
they have like Grimlock, but like in the
the Jurassic
Park type
Yeah.
thing. But the convention got canceled. So
Of course.
I need to
It
come up
was-
with a good working title for my next project, Jared, that we were discussing earlier.
Mm.
it was going to be past tense moment, but
Yeah.
it was going to be March 20th to 22nd. So. Didn't happen.
Damn global pandemics.
I got the shirt though. So.
Dex has a
See,
good
that's what
option for you
matters.
there, Tech. Dex has a good option for you to help out
Set up
with
a VM. Huh?
this. Oh, let's see here.
Oh yeah, it's like that one guy does who scams the scammers. He's got a VM they log into.
Oh, I especially enjoy the ones where he gets the TeamViewer connection and then he runs the script in the background and it wipes their entire network.
Oh, I love
He basically hacks through their own tunnel.
Yeah. Yeah, he pretty much says them. It's like, okay, what kind of security are you setting up on your own? Oh, you're not protecting anything? You guys are fucking stupid.
Personally, my favorite though is like when they throw something that isn't Windows at them.
Oh,
Like,
Linux.
pick some like
Oh.
Linux distro or some like old esoteric operating system.
Windows XP or something like that.
Well,
Or
no, start with 98. Like, you
Throw
just...
some like Solaris 10 at them or something, you know,
Oh.
and then play stupid the whole time, you know.
something called Windows 3.1.1.
Mm. Yeah. And the reactions that he gets from him sometimes are just common because it's like, hey, you're trying to scam him and you're getting pissed because he's better at it than you.
Yep. Because they just have a script they run pretty much. They read through.
Icarus has it right. In order to do everything right, keep 6 feet distance, wash your hands, and set up 2-factor authentication. Temple,
I saw that.
Temple OS? Oh, don't make me hurt you.
That'd be a good choice.
He had to mess with them, but think about the self-hatred you gotta have to even set it up in the first place.
OS2 warp.
Ooh. Oof. Yeah. I wonder how many of them, upon logging in, you end up hearing a muddled but still distinctive, "The fuck is this?"
Well, most of the time what happens is they can't log into any of those because the stuff doesn't work. But the guy is playing dumb. You play dumb so that they just keep trying.
Oh, come on, OBS.
Oh, that's not
what the hell
working.
is your problem?
You don't volunteer anything extra, but it's, nothing's coming up. Oh, it's not loading.
Or saying, it's like, I was supposed to purchase gift cards. I did something else.
I did see one though. One time, someone actually like threw Windows 98 at them, and they were actually able to remote into Windows 98, but they were confused.
Ooh, that would be a good one to use on them. Icarus just suggested
they were
GeoWorks.
Oh.
because they were clearly they remoted into Windows 98, and then they were trying to use Windows NT, like command line stuff and to do stuff, and of course wasn't working.
Working with the DLs.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this will be epic video if I can get it done.
Well, see, that is the problem with being essential personnel is...
Do I have the time?
Yeah.
You see, the problem is I was trying to get my little sister who lives near my old high school to go take, video of the entrance and make it look like she's walking back, like somebody's walking in front of her, and I just green screen myself in with like my guitar with me,
Hmm.
But she doesn't have a good camera. She has her cell phone, which is an iPhone.
But iPhone what?
I don't know. It's iPhone. I don't trust it.
The 7 and newer actually do have a decent rear camera.
It's Apple. I don't trust
I-
it. It's not about the quality of the video. It's the fact that I have a feeling that they would try to find a way into my system. It's bad enough I already have iTunes installed, only because it's where most of my library is right now.
Don Giovanni says, I was called about unusual spending in foreign country and not my state. I had just come back from vacation in foreign country, connecting through that state. The guy cussed me out. Nice.
I ended up having to swap cards during doing a dinner pickup one night on a takeout order because restaurant's like less than a mile from my house, and they flagged it as potential fraudulent.
Interesting.
Like, how exactly is this potential?
Oh,
Like,
we've
less than a
seen Bitwit's new video last couple days.
I have not.
You have to be specific, more specific.
The one where he built an Xbox Series X is equivalent in PC.
Oh, I know. I have not seen that one.
He has a paid promo in there that he does for Manscaping, the company.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Manscaped is getting out there with those promos and sponsored videos. What are they trying to tell us? Just because you're in isolation doesn't mean you can let shit go wild.
Hey Jared, I found a
here we go.
PC that'll be in your budget.
Oh god, what's this?
I'm just gonna show you the spec sheet, okay?
Hang on.
I mean, you'll know whose channel it is, so I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. Let's tech share now.
Obi-Wan and Skywalker at Tatooine. Akbar when the shields fell. You know, it honestly it would have been a little bit better if they had a third panel in there and it was Picard flying in doing something saying with one of the actual lines.
Here you go, Jared.
How to build a 5... Okay. So, Ryzen 5, ATX motherboard, 4 gig vid card, 16 gig DDR4, okay. Ah, that's where he's skimping price. It's only a 250 gig, 2.5 inch drive.
Yeah. He does these smaller ones, you know.
Okay.
You know how he does it. He does a small time build and then usually a big build.
Yeah. How about a moderate middle of the ground build?
He usually does those.
I'll tell you what, like for example, I mean, there have been some good, like if you want a budget game, there's some really good options nowadays.
Well, yeah. I wonder how many sales are going on now just as special quarantine prices. You're stuck at home anyways. Might as well do this.
Oh, this is the water cooling computer case that you guys were talking about.
Most beautiful computer ever built. Okay, let's see. what the actual. Okay, yeah. Let's see the end result. That's what I'm curious about. Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's got that built-in cooler in the front. Or built-in.
Ah.
Oh wow. Yeah, the cooling plate.
Oh, and he's using the PVC lighted tubing. Okay. Okay, that is nifty. Okay, yeah. I would do a bench test, a stress test, and just watch that stuff flow for a while. I could easily be entertained by that every now and then.
I'm kind of tempted to download this and just clip it out and make a loop.
Nice.
So when the COVID gets you down, just play that loop, and
Really well done custom water loops are very pretty.
Yes.
Yeah, something about the lines are, if you get them right, they look streamlined enough, and then you get the actual water flowing through them as well, that you get that subtle variation. That, yeah.
The drawback, of course, still goes back to maintenance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
you do have to purge the system, replace the fluid every once in a while, pull it apart, clean out all the micro fins and the water blocks, and
That's true.
yeah, that is a downfall to the water cooling, but at the same time,
very pretty. Yeah.
very pretty, very efficient.
let's see.
Wow. I don't want to know which head you're talking about, Anamorphic Mind. I mean, we all know that Mace Windu. Oh, the ways you can mess with certain quotes from certain movies and iconic scenes.
Oh, so I don't know if it's going to be out next month like they thought it would be, but Leanne Lee's Odyssey X case. I think that's the one that you can put two competing PCs on either side of the case
Mm-hmm.
and run all the cable management through the center.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, similar principle to that one machine that we were drooling over for months,
but better.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, come on. Let's see. Because actually, it looks like if you hinge it right, you could literally splay it in the middle.
Yeah.
Alright, what
I think you can do two pieces. I have to double check it. But
yeah, while you're checking that, let's see what...
what is tech got here?
Okay, a lot of folk are wondering why veterans aren't panicking about COVID-19. Well, the current events have made me realize that my present life and my previous life in the military hold a number of similarities. Never any toilet paper, lots of tinned food, being told what to do all the time, ordered into groups or defined size of groups, watching others panic, constant instructions which are always changing, information which is out of date by the time you receive it, being told what to do in your free time, standing in long, carrying a mask around all the time, weekend plans all buggered up, your favorite bars are off limits, living under a permanent curfew, constant travel restrictions. Hey, it sounds like a typical port call. Oh, wait,
That
Jay.
explains a lot.
Oh, wait, Jay, you wouldn't know about those because, yeah, fucking boomer.
Hey, man. We still had some restrictions pulling into Pearl Harbor and San Diego. And certain curfews.
okay, I can see restrictions in San Diego pretty much saying, don't go to fucking Tijuana.
Yeah, there were times don't go to this particular place or this particular place because reasons, generally dealing with drug deals and stuff in the area, as well as
Hey,
plenty
we
of
got a wild
plenty of
crane in the
prostitutes.
audience.
Wait, we got who?
We got a wild crane in the audience.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. I will put out the mating call.
Ring my bell to be a special subscriber.
Oh my.
She's gonna come in here and smack me upside the head, I think.
Probably.
It'll be worth it.
Let's see. Actually, you know what? Let me do this.
It's okay, guys.
Oh, yes. I've seen that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have too.
All right, there we go. Now I got everything back to where it should be.
Daddy, my ears are bleeding. Make it stop.
I was gonna say, I didn't hear a doorbell yet.
Whenever Jay's here, you've always got to like, is that Karis or?
Well, she does have the capability to come in here and tell you to knock it off. Oh, the dick.
No, German truth. We're not live.
You know what, Jay? You missed your opportunity to play that when Steve was in here earlier.
I might sneak over and hop into
Rum and Coke.
To Rum and Coke and play that.
Do it.
I mean, I've done it before, so it's too bad Gio's not here. I mean, I still have this to play.
Let's compare the sizes, not necessarily the height, but the volume.
Somebody recommended a smacking.
This is some deep hole that I'm not getting out again.
I'll go get my whip.
Yeah, because the D was surprisingly large.
I think someone's having a bit of fun. I think a little bit of punishment is called for.
As you wish.
Oh, I have a feeling that was
Interesting.
Shills versus Shills who was in here earlier. Because they came in, wanted to spew some nonsense, and when I said, interesting, show it. And rather than actually pointing out where what they claimed took place, they just ran away.
I think he's talking about that Reddit post that popped up recently that about them like there's a radio tower south of London that looks a little bit like the Eiffel Tower.
Brave Sir Robin gallantly ran away.
No, I didn't.
So some flirters apparently caught onto that, thinking that hey, they can see the Eiffel Tower from Paris because they're fucking dumbasses. So.
Yeah.
Because mind you, being that like you're not looking in the direction of Paris when you're seeing this radio tower.
I could see Russia from my backyard.
You know what's it's funny. Something like that is attributed to someone, but did she actually even say that? I don't think she did.
Yes.
Wait,
no, she did.
She actually did?
Yes, she did.
And
She
people
did, but
wanted...
I don't think she was talking about specifically from her backyard. She was referring to the state in general.
Yeah.
But
it was
taking
kind of a
it in
colloquial thing, yeah.
Let me have my fun. Shut the fuck up.
Blah 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 blah.
She was on Masked Singer recently. I was kind of shocked at that. So
I have
Baby
not
Got
watched
Back.
that.
yeah, she was doing Baby Got Back. So It was kind of entertaining, actually.
Motherfucker. What?
What?
Kiri's not immune from the slip of the tongue. She also happens to like to get drunk too, so.
I do. I just haven't in a very long time.
Sometimes it can be entertaining. I mean,
Yeah, but it's like a truth serum. So it's dangerous.
you say that like it's a bad thing.
I guess it depends on what side of the conversation you're on.
True, but then again, at the same time, I'm the type of person that...
And if you're somebody I like or not.
Yet again, another fair point. I think the biggest difference you can tell with me when I am actually inebriated and not is whether or not my inflection and I actually get an accent to come out. Because, yeah, the more inebriated I am, the more my my genuine Southern boy comes out.
Thank you for the follow-up there, Fino. Snubs called it a misattributed. This is the correct one. They are next-door neighbors, and you can actually see Russia from land here in Alaska, from an island in Alaska.
And then he follows it up with donates 2 N's to Mark Beiser. Hey,
He gives you sound advice, too.
hey. I can only keep them shut when I keep them on.
Why? Why keep them shut or on?
Who says I have them on in the first place?
Fair point.
Man, it got quiet.
Sometimes that's a good thing. It's the calm before the storm.
Well, no. The job finished on my CPU, so all my fans kicked down suddenly.
Oh, that's the quiet you were concerned with. It's like, wait a minute, did something break?
German truce. You said your southern boy comes out. Thought that was a faulty zip.
Again, I'm not sure if I would call that faulty. I guess it all depends on the present company when it happens.
It's a slip of the tongue.
Wait, what?
I'm not... I'm trying to behave. I'm trying to be good right now. Liars, you're all
Leonard
waiting
French.
for Karis to speak. Hey, we do not deny just the auditory power that she has.
Oh, you guys. What you don't hear is me muting the mic every 2 seconds so that I can cough.
Carol Baskin kill her husband.
What's that?
How
Kidding.
to get to know your delivery guys?
Who is Carol Baskin?
I think it's that Tiger whatever documentary on Netflix.
Yeah. Tiger King.
Fascinating. Okay, then.
What are we looking at? I'm just staring off into space over here.
Leonard French sharing his stuff or sharing stuff on Twitter.
Interesting, fascinating things that kind of help pass the time. Wait, is that T.O.?
Yeah, that's Theo.
Fuck, it is. It's my quarterback, man.
Yeah, don't remind me. I got a mock draft to do next week. And I have to pick for my team, the Seahawks, the Washington Redskins, and Philadelphia.
Oh,
What the hell did I do to piss off my co-host?
well, wait a minute. Wait. Well, and here's a question: is the draft even still taking place?
The draft will take place, but it's not going to be the draft that it usually is. The pomp and circumstance.
Well, I kind of figured that bit, but
These must be essential services.
well,
They're doing it all like tele remote type of stuff.
well,
Where is it?
interesting thing that actually came up in conversation over the past few days. Figured out a very good reason why liquor stores are deemed essential.
Morale, hello.
Oh, it goes even beyond that. There is actually another reason that even your most
Alcohol can help with stuff.
well, your most staunch non-alcohol is a devil person would not even be able to counter this one.
It's good for cleaning.
It can help with many wondrous things, but the biggest thing...
I'm trying to interrupt you as well as I can.
Liquor stores in my state are run by the state, so you know.
Yeah.
State income.
Come on, guys, jump in.
State
Definitely
income.
Jared's trying to talk.
Well, see, I have a wonderful mute button over here to where... and every now and then I will use it.
I didn't expect the Spanish Inquisition.
Nobody expects the Spanish
No one
Inquisition.
expects the Spanish
Nobody
Inquisition.
expects the Spanish Inquisition.
All right, Jared, why would the most dry fundamentalist go along with this?
Because alcoholics going under withdrawals without medical attention would quite literally kill people.
Oh, well, that's kind of a feature, not a flaw. They're just reaping the rewards for their sins. I mean, I was in some very hardcore fundamentalism back in the day.
Are we talking Westboro type people, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're just cunts and no one listens to them anyways.
To the right or left of Westboro?
Probably right at. Ours just didn't really believe that Westboro's methods were very effective. Not that they disagreed with Westboro's message, but that their delivery was not getting their message as far as it could using other means.
By the way, I lied. I don't have Washington. I have Chicago.
Oh, because that is so much better.
Jared, apparently your soul just left your body.
Don't worry, it likes to go on jaunts. It'll be back eventually.
Oh, bastards. I'll be missing out on Veterans Talk on the 17th.
Oh?
That's when the mock draft is.
Ah.
Oh, apparently my volume is too loud. I need to turn myself down.
No, you need...
No. Who said that?
Whoever said that should be
Fire.
banished.
He was kidding, though, so it's okay.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. No need to worry about him. He's just there. He's window dressing.
I can turn myself up more.
Yeah, had it right the first time.
Don't worry, that'll make it on the board eventually.
You know, gotta remember, we kid and we tease and we play because we enjoy, we love, we like you.
Just remember, I have a difficult time with understanding figurative things non-literally at times. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Well, no, and that's why I be sure to remind certain people that there is a different mentality. You can tell the difference between, well, especially me ripping into someone because I genuinely don't like them, and those that I tease and kid because they're good people. They're good people and they deserve to laugh.
And then there's Steve Shives.
How How am I not blocked by that guy yet?
You're just not part of the cool club yet.
You apparently don't subscribe to the right people, I guess. So.
All right. Apparently, I had to be quieter, so I turned myself up. That should do it.
I can't hear you, Karis. Can you turn yourself higher?
I think I'm turned on enough as it is.
That could go so many directions, and I really don't. No, you know what? No, I made a promise to myself and my viewers we would not be addressing that Steve Shives for a while,
Just
and
take
I'm
me
sticking
however
to
you
it.
want me.
I just need to press the record button and just let it go.
Messed up because I'm sitting here looking at the screen saying, "Okay, are the little rings coming around Karis or not?"
It's only going to get worse now, and that I don't know whether to be impressed by it or worried.
About what? So they do a Shives?
No, the more clips that Jay is going to have to play with.
Shit, I'll be getting interrupted by myself more often than not. I'll be trying to say something actually goddamn important, and I'll be interrupted by ringing my bells.
What's wrong with you? I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps. The what? The what? And the what? No, the bleeps.
Speaking of, so for those who didn't know, this past week we did a chat in the Discord server, and we were just messing around, and we actually ended up deciding to watch a movie together, and that was the movie that we watched.
I was trying to watch that, to
before
be
you guys
honest.
started.
Ugly German truce is truce. There's some of his Star Trek stuff that's actually decent. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have bitten the bullet and agreed to that, Jared, in the past.
There's been a few times when I've had to
begrudgingly
agree with Steve Shives.
Is there a garbage can around you so you can throw up now?
Nice.
Oh, I was actually mad. Was it the second one that we did? Because if I remember right, we went over 3 videos at one point of his. And it was either the second or third one that I was actually angry because, god damn it, Shive, stop saying shit that I agree with.
Yeah. I don't want to play the playlist. Stop. You stupid thing. I wanted to go look at the playlist.
But the almighty beta boy Shives wants you to watch all of them.
No. I saw it. Of course, you don't put it in the actual description of what we were talking about.
Early on, no. And here's the thing, like I mentioned before, go back and look at some of the newer ones. The descriptions are freaking empty, but when I go into the video editor, it's there.
Oh, let's see here.
Which actually, I didn't actually get to put this out during the Canar with Damar earlier today. We are actually going to have some fun on the next installment, and actually, you motherfuckers in that group chat really need to decide how we're going to attack it, because I could quite literally read that I actually looked it up. It was 12 damn pages before the bits of citation that I had at the end there. So I actually did a paper for a film class that I did where my end of the semester paper was evaluating Star Trek VI, both from a filmmaking standpoint and the story and its larger impact and reach. So I could fill damn near the 2 hours just with the points that I brought up in that paper.
So what you're saying is we just need to bring popcorn and beer and let you ramble and occasionally interject. That sounds like a
Preferably
plan.
Corona.
I'll only drink Corona if I have Lyme disease to go with it.
There we go.
I don't like Corona. I can see through it.
I don't like Corona either, but I still drink it during this whole thing.
Just
Somebody's got to
When
drink
I
through their
actually
stock.
in an
When I actually
ironic
drink,
or
which
not
I haven't been.
in an ironic or unironic way.
What do you mean?
Well,
I literally do not like Corona, and I literally will suck it down anyway. Just because I think it's funny.
and I will take comments that could be taken out of context for 1,000.
Jared, your Twitter.
Should I be worried?
No.
I'm already
No,
sharing
it's
it,
fine.
Jared.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, that, wow. Actually, got it open full size now, and
I'm sorry about the picture quality.
Oh.
It's really bad, but
you know, it's still enough for to actually see just what you actually put into it, and that came out phenomenal.
thanks.
Here you go, Jared. Sir Sick commented on Twitter.
Hang on. What? Okay, so it says we're stream. Yeah, okay. Frickin' YouTube. I took a look over at the YouTube page for Stream Health, and for some reason it was saying no data, but everything was fine.
I wouldn't trust John Oliver's opinion about beer at all. Ever. I don't think he's ever had beer.
This is what I've been drinking tonight.
It's not Romulan ale.
Hang on.
Is it Vulcan or is it Klingon blood wine?
No, hang on.
Close enough.
Oh, Kentucky Ale.
Bourbon barrel.
I've actually been on an Angry Orchard kick lately. First I did the actual oh god, was actually, you know what? I got a bottle of it left. Hang on a second.
Well, I'm gonna get off for the night, guys.
Oh yeah, it was the unfiltered. The unfiltered was
Hold on,
good.
Jared. Someone's getting off. We need to let
Let him
someone
finish.
get off. Yeah.
Oh,
Let them get off, then stop.
sorry. I didn't. He must be a silent one. But no. So the last couple I've had were the unfiltered, which is good. It actually has a bit more of that punch to it, but the crisp apple is actually pretty fitting for the name as well. It actually lives up to it.
I am a fan of Angry Orchard. I approve.
Wait, did
Did
I
that
miss
just break
something
your
there,
brain?
Anamorphic Mayan, or what?
Yeah,
Oh, I did miss it. I did miss Terry coming in.
Yeah.
I feel bad now.
Oh, Fred Knotts does have a point. How shitty is a beer when you have to add lime to it so it has flavor? Welcome to Mexican piss water.
Soul isn't bad.
Eh.
It's slightly better than American piss water.
Depends on the American piss water.
I like Soul a lot better than Corona.
See, I've never really heard many good things about any of the Mexican beers and haven't tried any. I've had Corona before, I actually was, call it dumb, call it brave, call it whatever you will, but I actually tried it without lime while I was in A school, and yeah.
I fall in with Eric Idle's opinion on American beer.
To me,
American
Corona
beer.
is about the equivalent of just regular Folgers coffee, as opposed to some of the finer ones.
American beer is like making love in a canoe. It's fucking close to water.
I've done it on an aircraft carrier.
But were you below the waterline or not?
Yes.
Yeah, there's more nooks and crannies to hide in down that way anyways.
All right. Since she talks about finer coffees, we have to get her
Jared,
opinion on the important question in life.
I was in a mail room on one occasion.
Oh, okay. I'll let that one sit there. And so, Karis, what is your combination?
Of what?
Oh.
What my preferences are
Mm-hmm.
in these three categories?
Yes.
On the meat, I'm at a 4. Toast, 3. And coffees between D and E.
Why 4 on the meat?
Between 3 and 4. It depends on the meat, too. I mean, that's steak, so I could go more towards 3. But I'm not a fan of... I have a texture issue as part of my gag reflex thing.
It makes sense, because I do have to actually agree with you there. The quality of the steak...
4 is acceptable for toast, too. So
Yeah.
So I would go 3 or 4, personally. I lean towards 3, but I'd go 4 too. 5, you've gone too far. And 2, you need to toast it a bit more.
No, 2, you need to toast it, not just heat it up.
Now, 1's more like you need to toast. 1's not toasted; it's been heated. 2's like okay, it's sort of toasted, but it's not quite there yet. 3 or 4 is acceptable. I prefer 3, but I'd 4 accept.
Like, I mean, if you're with the toast, if you're just wanting kind of warm, more crisp bread, and you want to be able to spread the butter across it a little more easily, then I can understand 2. I don't know what the purpose of 1 is.
And 5 and 6 are like,
abomination.
I'm asking for toast, not charcoal briquettes.
Well, one is your untoasted bread that you would make a sandwich out of.
Maybe like crumble it up and put it on a salad or something, like croutons. I don't know. I mean,
Well,
what's the
you
point of
wished it
1?
was in here earlier, and he said that 2 was toast because it was crispy. And I had to tell him it's only going to be crispy if you leave it out overnight.
I don't think it's crispy. I think it has a crisp on the outer surface. But
It's
I
again
wouldn't
only if you leave
I wouldn't
it
categorize it as crispy.
It's firm.
If I was toasting bread for a sandwich, then maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, I can see that.
No, Fred.
Toast has to be 3 or 4.
Fred Knotts has it
Preferably
right.
3.
Fred Knotts has it right. 1 or 6 means your toaster is broken.
1 looks like feeding ducks is your intent. By the way, fun fact: please do not feed waterfowl white bread. Try to go for things that are closer to their natural diet, because it's
6 is
actually
more-
not good for them.
And 6 is more like, are you toasting or reflowing solder?
Yeah. Speaking of soldering, I got a little bit of electrical work to do on the bike. Rum, check. Coke, check. Night, check. Oh, it is about... you mean he's finally started it? I didn't even get... No, he hasn't gone live yet?
Nobody's even in his chat yet.
frickin' I keep telling you, Steve.
Do we need to go, like, I don't know, just go flood his chat, like, right now?
Oh, you mean like we're doing now?
Oh, are you?
Well, Jay started it. Sean Carroll's already piping in, and I know he's been over here. Expansion to some extent. Yeah. Well, also, rice also is bad to give, or any product based on it is bad to give birds like that as well.
Oh, Peter
Our favorite
Harrington's over there too.
pastime. I grew up in Virginia Beach. Our favorite pastime growing up was feeding seagulls Alka-Seltzer tablets.
Shh. That's just an urban myth. Don't let the kids know. It was fun. Now I can
Or
neither
sea squirrel, or you know, really though, like, you know,
I can neither confirm
seagulls
nor
or
deny.
flying rats. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, I can neither confirm nor deny actually taking some swings at seagulls as I was walking on a sandbar in Long Island Sound. Those fuckers
We
can
have
be
movement.
vicious. Oh.
Something happened starting in 1 minute. 1 minute.
10 minutes later.
You know, that's how I feel with some of Uni streams when I'm trying to go through them.
You know, everyone has a talent. Everyone does. Some people's talent is taking a topic that can be discussed in 5 to 10 minutes and turning it into 5 to 6 hours.
I'm sorry, what?
Uni's talent is making me not give a goddamn fucking care about whatever the fuck he says.
Oh, did you see my tweet to him?
Jared, I don't think we know anything about turning something short into something long.
No, not at all. Although, hang on, there are different modalities to it. When you're doing it as part of a group evisceration of the stupid, where alcohol enjoyment is no, it's not just encouraged, it is required, then yeah, it's understandable then. Because you're actually getting a lot of good information from some wonderfully drunk people at the same time. However, some people are able to do that by themselves with no chemical interdiction, and some people somehow manage to stick around for the entire time. Oh, that one. Yeah. Oh god, that last reply. Oh, Mr. Serious is... Wow. Just all sound just went away.
I know.
I guess someone got a little too close to the mic.
Yep.
Or it dropped. One or the other. Who knows? Oh, no, Steve has not lived in Florida. Steve actually lives in the, what's the proper term for that wannabe state south of you?
Well, no, he's the one below that still.
Oh, that's right. Both of them are posers in their own right.
Yeah, there's Oregon, and then there's California. California.
Yes. Yes, a state that doesn't know what it actually wants.
Well, the problem is they want to be their own country, but yet they know they can't survive without the rest of the U.S. tax system.
I wonder why that is. Oh god, I just noticed this one from Muskegon. Feed pigeons bread soaked in Everclear.
I can
That
neither confirm nor deny what that will do.
I've never seen
Oh
it
my
happen. I'm morbidly curious, and real emphasis on the morbid, because I don't think it would end well. Pretty sure when he told of his bloody crazy neighbor, he spoke about he I think Steve went to boot camp in Florida. As for being there beyond
Along with
that,
the rest of the nukes of his time, yes.
Yeah.
Because all the nukes went to Florida back then.
yeah,
Way back then. Way back in the day.
well, that was what,
God,
late
I hate
'80s,
you ever
early
saying that because
'90s.
it wasn't that long difference when I was in there. So
Rocket propelled doves. Oh, jeez. But no. So, with the people I know who are or were in the nuke program for the Navy, I could go all the way back into the 70s. And guess what? Boot camp for them was in Orlando as well.
yeah, the whole school was there, so they just started boot camp there. Just made sense logistically.
I
Well,
went to Great Lakes.
Well, that's because they closed Orlando by then.
Yeah, they had closed Orlando. What was that? 98.
The last companies
know,
went through
I
there
was
in
still a kid.
'96, I think. Actually, I think it was the last company. It was still open for a while because the nuke school didn't leave till later. But
Yeah.
the last company went through boot camp in
For that matter,
'96.
Jared was still a kid.
Yeah, keep in mind, I've always been an observant little fucker.
Half my boot camp, because I went to Orlando, I was sort of like half my company for nukes, and 2 of us were submariners. So.
Well, look,
there was me and a guy who was going through the QM program.
Well, the way
And then
that
the Civil War started. Freak mind.
Well, the way that I actually remember how nuke school actually worked back then when my dad was going through, because the timing was interesting, because I can remember it based on which of my siblings was born where. Let's see, oldest was in Michigan, then Florida, then Idaho, then Georgia, then Virginia.
It's sad that I can sit there and think of where exactly he was at the time.
Oh yeah, especially the Idaho one.
I can't imagine what's in the
See, Idaho would have been prototype.
Yep. Yep, and then Georgia was Kings Bay.
Yep.
Or was he up in Charleston, South Carolina for that? One of the two. But then, when my dad was on one of the 41 for Freedom, was when I was born in Virginia. Oh, Icarus, yeah.
Well, see, I'm actually I'm second generation Navy, second generation submariner, because my dad was a submariner too. So I was born at Portsmouth Naval Hospital, while my dad was part of the pre-com crew of the Flying Fish. So
Flying Fish, it was
a sturgeon class.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to remember if it was a sturgeon or a permit, but I knew it was one of the two. Early teardrop hull. Yay.
Spoiler, he was typing it into Google.
I'm actually leaned back away from the computer right now.
Oh, right.
And I was actually
for your hands.
that was actually one of the areas when I was kind of like you, Jared, because my dad was my dad retired as a YNC, and YNs are so few and far between in the subforce that of course everybody knew my dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of a thing when your dad is told, no, you can't retire for at least 3 years because we don't have someone with the experience to take over your billet afterwards.
Because you might have like, what, 3 or 4 YNs per ship.
Yeah.
Only on a boomer would you have that many. On a fast boat, you'd have like 2.
No, we had 3. We had I'm trying to think about exactly how many we had. 1, 2, 3. We had 4.
Yeah, the max I think we had was 4.
We
No,
had a
yeah, only 4.
YN3. We had a YN3, a YN2. Actually, we had one of each. We had a YN3, a YN2, a YN1, and a YNC.
Yeah, we had at one point we had a YNC, YN1, YN2, or 3 going to be 2. He passed his test, but it hadn't been frocked yet. And then a YNSA.
Yeah, we didn't
And
have
then the
any
YN1
E3s
made
before
chief,
that
and they
time.
kicked him off the boat and sent him somewhere else.
Yeah, one of our YN3, he did make 2 before I had gotten off. So there was a point in time we had 2 YN2s, a YN1, and a YNC. But yeah, we didn't have any E3s or below at the time, though. I mean, you could theoretically have one fairly easily. It's just we didn't happen to have any. So it was also a fairly new boat at the time, so
Jay, that last question's for you.
Does the Port Authority answer on Ohio? That's great. That's actually great.
On that topic, though, was fairly interesting. Like, whenever submarines are coming in and out of port, they're only identified over the radio as incoming submarine or outbound submarine.
No, when I was after 9/11, it was naval vessel. That was it. No other classification.
Well, they wouldn't get any far. Like, they weren't that much. I mean, they were. When I was in, it was before 9/11, but it was just incoming or outgoing submarine. But that was as far as it got. Like,
Yeah, no,
there was no hull number. There was no name. There was.
yeah, no. There's no name. It was literally, when we surfaced, it would be, whatever traffic station. This is naval vessel. Yet this is a U.S. Navy vessel. Please, give us our call sign. Yada yada yada. And they would give us, okay, you're a naval vessel, number, whatever, and then that's what we would use.
Well, so actually, here's a good question. Fred Knott said, so there could be boomers out there that don't know about quarantines. How much of off-ship sit reps does the general crew get on a boomer? I know Fast Attacks get more because they're actually going around and doing other stuff and actually make port visits
We
outside
poured
the
quite
US.
a bit, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. It depends on what it is. Like, if we were underway when 9/11 happened, I'm sure we would have been told everything that they knew at that point that is relevant to just make sure you're on alert for what we need to do. Other than that, they didn't tell us too much. It really depended on the captain itself and what he felt the crew really needed to know. Like during the 2000 election, fiasco, our captain was keeping us abreast of the various, court cases and where they were going, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas I think if we had my second captain, he wouldn't have cared as much. He would have been like, yeah, it's been contested. I'll let you know when I know. Not that he wanted to hide anything from us, but it just really wasn't relevant to our mission.
Yeah, we had a briefing on we had an all hands briefing on the Yugoslavia stuff even before we were tasked to anything in Yugoslavia. So it is possible that they could have gotten.
They'd be aware of what's going on. Yeah. And see, that's where
sometimes they will have an all hands meeting about stuff that might not necessarily be relevant right now, but could likely be relevant in the future. At least they did. They did that. I mean, they had us that with that Yugoslavia Union before we were tasked to something. Because later on, we did get tasked to something, but that was before we were even even any of this stuff had come up. So
Yeah. Well, it's like on the carrier, there was actually a fair amount of information that was readily available. Granted, we didn't get treatment similar to the Army. Like my brother, who found out that his company was extended in country because of fucking CNN, not his chain of command. that was a fun phone call. Because back then I was in Florida, and with the time difference and the shift that I was on, my brother would call my shop over the DSN lines every now and then. And my supervisor didn't care because he realized, oh shit, this is someone from Iraq calling? Okay, yeah, you go ahead, have the office. And one night he called, and the first words out of his mouth were, "These goddamn motherfuckers." I'm like, what? It's like, oh, so did you see the news about people being extended? Oh, wait, that's how you found out? He's like, yeah. Fucking asshats couldn't even tell us themselves. We had to find out from fucking CNN. That's just no. That's not how they should find out. And even then, how did CNN find out before the frontline troops did? And actually, I'm with Icarus. I'm only aware of one show with the name The Last Ship. I did not watch all of it. I did catch most of season 1, part of season 2, and not
season 1 was the best. I watched it all the way through, but season 1 was really the best.
Yeah, the premise.
I love the joke.
Well,
look at Icarus's joke in the chat.
One sec. The premise at the outset of it really was not unrealistic, and it does show the hurdles that it would face, and also the flexibility that a DDG or even a cruiser would have in that scenario. Aircraft carrier, not so much. Too many restrictions on where they could go, what they could do, and the required supply chain and everything is just so much more with that size of a ship and that size of crew. So the parts I saw, good series, but I did hear that it went downhill fast.
Surprised there weren't any submarines.
Probably because it would be really boring, because how you guys would just be able to sit down there.
No.
Oh, wait, we need food.
In the series in general, I'm surprised there weren't more. So.
All right.
Well, a boomer could stay out for like a fast attack. Like we could, like the maximum we could hold for like food stores was like 90 days.
Yeah, that's about the same.
A boomer. Well, I think you could do a little bit longer though than we could.
Maybe
because like 90 days is like literally like we're out of everything at 90 days. Like that's not even like we're running low. That's like the max we could hold is 90 days.
Compared to the pantry, and when I say pantry or canned food storage is what I mean by pantry here in this case. I understand the size difference between our subs are different, but it wasn't as much as people make it out to be in the long run, because our stuff is loaded in by crane on these giant, these, lack of a better term, giant open air cupboards that are stacked in back to back.
Yeah. Y'all's is fancy compared to ours, not that much, but
well, we didn't have to walk on our food, so that's at least a good thing.
Yeah. we had bilge tanks that were like filled with number 10.
Yeah, I'm sure there were.
But like 90 days, I mean, that was like typically like we would do a stores load like about once every like 50 or 60 days. Like 90 days, like literally we have exhausted everything after 90 days. Like because we generally before 90 days hits, we've already done a stores load. Like 90 days is the absolute. Like we're literally out.
Yeah. But no, most of our loadouts were 90 days, and that was trying to cram stuff in there. Like I said, if we decided to go the fast attack route and start, stacking cans in other places, I'm sure we could probably go 120 days at most.
Hmm.
What's Steve linking to now?
Yeah, we're.
Oh, he's linking to the ProLib thing.
Mm. Wait, which ProLib?
Lies and Steve McCrae, Innocence Exposed. Oh, sorry, Dark Master. Yeah, whatever. It's still the ProLib, the ProLib video.
Did Ethan actually start getting things right?
No.
Ah.
I still remember the chop getting chewed out though one deployment.
Here you go, Jared. I'll show you the video. I'll post the link in there.
What did he forget?
He didn't forget anything exactly. He when we were loading stuff, a good chunk of the coffee was stored in a little alcove, like a crawl space, right over the steam pipes to the turbine generators. So when we're at sea, we had these huge cans of coffee that were now like extremely hot from sitting on top of steam pipes that nobody could touch.
Yeah, that's a problem. Wait a minute. And this chop had his dolphins.
This chop was Lieutenant JG, mind you, so he was fairly new.
Wait a minute, but isn't he?
He only made that mistake once. I'll just put it.
Yeah.
But he did make the mistake, so there was a mistake made. It wasn't found out. It didn't occur to anybody till we were like already out. And of course, you're trying to grab a metal can of coffee that's sitting on top of a steam pipe feeding the turbine. Which was a little bit toasty, to say. To downplay the
just a little bit, and that's generally when you're like, okay, where's the firefighting gear? Why? I need to grab a cup of coffee. What?
Well, I mean that helps with the first couple of them, but I mean, like, you get down in there and like this is a crawl space where this pipe is. So I mean, after a little bit, you're actually getting down in this crawl space and crawling in there to get cans. So mind you, because Jay was not kidding when he talked about fast attacks and us like packing stuff in everywhere. I mean, there were places where people were walking on tops of cans. We had bilge takes with cans stacked in them. That's the only way we could reach our 90-day hold. So.
Brandon's error. All right, well,
just add water.
Yeah, just add water. You're fine.
Well, people certainly like that dry roasted coffee.
You do it right. It actually can. That's the thing. I think I surprise a lot of people who know that I'm prior Navy, and it's like, oh, so how many cups of coffee do you have a day? None.
See, I was weird because like there was like me and one of the QMs that neither of us liked coffee. We were like the only two on the boat who did not like coffee. So
I didn't care for coffee either, but occasionally I'd drink it if I needed it.
We brought tea aboard and we would swap tea with each other. So I usually had generally a mix of Earl Grey and English breakfast, and he had some other.
I got approval from Aussie Baller and Dick Kennedy for my music video idea. There's a few parts I gotta work in credible people in there too, so just gotta figure it out.
We didn't go quite that far. Ugly German truths. Shooting a torpedo and a whole load of bend of sausages.
I wonder how much truth is behind an incident like that having actually happened.
There was actually one of the few places we didn't store food at was like, the torpedo.
Well, yeah. You kind of have a little more important things going on in there.
Laura, he's had that mental problem for some time now. What's the term for head up your ass again?
Cranial rectal inversion.
Yeah.
I like to call it anal octophilia. Where your vision is obstructed by your own ass.
That's a good one too. Although there are times you kind of want to be careful around the brown eye.
Wait, hold on. I have a picture for that.
Oh God, no.
It's actually from my Navy days, actually.
Oh God, that's even worse.
Hey, there's just some things that, when you have the last name Brown, it does come up,
Seaman Brown.
There was a very unfortunate guy in my boot camp company whose name was Michael Hunt. I'll let that sink in for a little bit.
Oh, Fred Knotts? You, sir. No, G-Man does run his mouth in public just as much as he does online, except he generally targets the Black Hebrew Israelites.
Black Hebrew Israelites?
Yeah, they're a special group.
Oh, come on, you bastard.
I've run into a few of them along the East Coast. They're interesting.
I run into them in Seattle on occasion. It's quite funny.
Oh, there was an unfortunate
brown
female. I actually saw her. Oh boy. I actually saw her. Her last name was Guzzler. She was an ET, but the instructors called her fireman instead of seaman for obvious reasons.
I can see why. Probably had similar problems. I tell you what, the guy at my boot camp company, Michael Hunt, the company commander liked his name.
Oh,
has anybody seen Mike Hunt? Where is Mike Hunt?
Oh, you had one of those RDCs. That is amazing.
How would you vote?
I still remember there's one day. I remember we were marching in Orlando at one point, and it was, as you know, in Orlando, at about 2 or 3 o'clock, it just downpours every day in the summer. And there's one point we were marching, and it was just downpouring. And the company commander asked me asked me if it was raining, and I said, no, it's not raining too hard, sir. We called our company commander sir. I know that's odd for y'all, but it's just how they do in Orlando. Our company commander said it was raining harder than a 2-ton cow pissing on 100 rocks in Texas.
Okay, so here's an interesting one. So apparently, this is armies against armies in a 4-way battle.
Yeah, kind of like a Final Four kind of breakdown.
Okay.
The first round was Genghis Khan, Napoleon, Patton, and Rommel.
Ooh.
And in that one, you have to throw down with Genghis Khan because, he's the most ruthless out of all 4 of them,
Yeah.
This one kind of gives me a little pause here.
Wait a minute, though. Even with the previous one, Genghis, are we talking period accurate or equal technological footing?
I think we're going with equal technological footing.
Okay.
It's more of the the commanders themselves, not so much the armies.
Because we were on technological footing, then Patton would have taken it. But
Yeah.
if we're on equal, then Genghis Khan, his tactics just would have.
Yeah, and so that's where, even with this, I see Pyrrhus and Juve being out. Like, those are the first two just freaking gone. It's going to be a slug match between Vlad and Genghis. And sorry, Genghis is going to get him. Because Genghis is used to the movement.
I'm not even sure about Vlad, actually, to be honest. Because, I mean, he really wasn't a good... I mean, he was very good about, like, avoiding stuff, but he wasn't a very good actual, like...
He used the same ruthlessness that Khan used, but to prevent war, or prevent large-scale events, then Genghis Khan used it for the event.
Like, Vlad might have... I don't know. Vlad's tactics might have scared Pyrrhus or Zub, but I don't know.
It still comes down to those two either way.
Yeah, because you have the brutal desire there, but this is where I think Genghis gets it, because he's more used to a movement type of battle and redistributing during the chaos of a fight.
That's why I have the problem with Vlad there, is like...
What the?
He wouldn't have projected well. He wouldn't have projected well. That's the problem I have.
You guys have to go vote.
Yeah, put the link in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know how Vlad's getting higher there. Genghis definitely should be higher. I'm not even sure if... I mean, I get what y'all are saying with Vlad, but once again, it comes to the idea of like projecting.
Not that Vlad, Fino. Oh wait, no, Trigger Tits. That's not Vlad. That's
No, Trigger Tits was Southern Israelite.
We're talking about Vlad the Impaler.
For some reason, I don't see your vote on it.
Really?
I see 3 votes, and I just voted.
Really? I'm going to refresh mine. Yeah, I'm still only showing 3. My vote and 2 others.
Weird.
Okay, now that is actually cool, Karis.
Meow.
Science is amazing.
Oh. Well, it is.
Should I send him my pitting?
Go for it. Oh, the super cooling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that if you have a steady enough hand to do that, that was the thing that up in this area I always tried to do during the first after the first freeze. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So, Tech, you'll enjoy this one from Fino. Fuck off! Equal technological footing and no supply problems. Rommel wipes the floor with Patton any bloody day.
He is right about that. Rommel was he's pretty on.
Yeah, and I'm just surprised that they went with Genghis Khan over those two.
Even Patton respected Rommel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a 3-way, like, last man standing kind of thing. Like, you could...
Sorry, I just tuned back in. What about 3-way?
We still need to schedule that.
Wait, let me find the clip.
Date, time, and location. I thought it was between me and Jared.
A threesome now?
Jeez. That's not a threesome. It's 2 of you. That's not a threesome.
Have you met my other personality?
Yeah, wasn't I in this somewhere? I don't want to be left out now.
Sorry, Furbal's not here to defend himself. I had to play that one.
For a second there, I was glancing around, see if Furball was in there.
No, Furball is actually dealing with work stuff, but he will be available next weekend.
By the way, that is a very gorgeous painting. Karis.
Thank you.
But yeah, that sort of cross time analysis of battle commanders really gets to be difficult when you're dealing with a vast technological difference. But Genghis Khan and the Mongol horde, they were so cavalry based and movement based that their tactics would translate to a more mechanized force actually relatively easily. But someone like in that setup, Napoleon, oh, he was at a disadvantage from the moment it started.
Yeah.
Napoleon made. I mean, he did some good battles, but he made some very stupid mistakes.
Which is why I don't see him lasting long term, especially against those other three.
Oh, well, I have the results of the first one.
Okay.
Then Hitler went and repeated some of them, which is like, what the fuck? Were you not paying attention?
Wow. I would have expected Rommel to score higher.
Yeah. I hope my comment didn't swing a lot of people to make that vote. Because when I did it, it was literally.
I'd put Napoleon last there, to be honest. I think I would go Khan, Rommel, Patton, then Napoleon.
Yeah.
To be honest. I mean, Rommel and Patton would be close.
Yeah.
Rommel would be a little bit ahead of Patton.
Did they do any others, or is that the first one? I'm assuming that's the first one.
That looks to be the first one, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to say anything yet, but I think we need to make a comment that
not all
votes are being counted.
Maybe Twitter's broken. Oh, okay, that one from Ansgar from 20 minutes ago is pretty good too.
Which one?
Copy link and that one. Cause I'm trying to go a different way to the. There we go.
Oh, give me just a second. I'll get it pulled up here.
Well, no, I'm going a different way to that poll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go for now.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna be wrapping up soon, anyways.
Bye, Curious.
Night, guys.
Night, Curious.
See ya.
Night.
Oh nope! Now it's showing 6 votes, and and it is 50-50 Vlad and Genghis.
I'm liking that.
I know, right?
Well, not only am I liking this, I'm liking the results so far. It took me a second to realize what the kid was doing.
Mentos freshness.
I could just sit here and watch this all day.
Oh, we are at that point of it, aren't we? Well, you know, with everything going on and with...
Wait, what?
Okay. Got another one for you.
Oh, God.
This is someone who knows how to use a camera for perspective properly.
Yeah, I was going to say when I saw the... Somebody's gotten way too bored in their quarantine days.
Well, when you're used to being able to go out into the mountains but can't right now.
I like this quarantine picture.
Alrighty then.
A little thick, but there's nothing wrong with that. And a little Photoshop, it looks like. Around the face.
Oh, those are just touch-ups. Well, with that...
Oh, wait.
Nope.
Kind of figures internet bandwidth issues globally, sigh.
Yeah, it's almost like there's this thing forcing people to not be out and be productive members of society.
Bandwidth issues?
Quiet, you!
I'm surprised he's not showing us his up and down speeds right now.
Over here with like symmetrical gig connection. Wonder.
Speaking of, with the wife streaming downstairs.
Oh, so Fino asked who that other combatant in the options list are. That was one of the first Chinese emperors.
Yeah.
Whose descendants lost to Khan.
The first reckoning of Khan.
Pretty much. But Mark Beiser said, all I can say is that it should be a good thing, that it is a good thing for the world that Hitler constantly made the German military do stupid shit. Because if he had just let them do their jobs in a sensible way, we'd be screwed. Yeah, I'd have to concur with that one.
Yep.
As especially early on, with what the German military was able to do when Hitler actually let them do their thing.
You mean like everything up till 1941?
2. End of 1, early 2.
That's what I'm saying, 41.
Yeah, through most of 41. Oh shit. And then the stupidity started happening.
Then he thought he thought it better than a Napoleon and decided to go where everybody knows not to do a land war.
Except here's the problem. Not only just don't try to invade Russia. Not only did he make that mistake, don't try to do it when you have an active war front behind you as well.
And in the winter.
Well, now, to be fair, his initial plan, they were supposed to be done and have conquered as far as they wanted to by the
September,
by the fall, which
I know, but he was still trying to push through in the winter, which is, I mean, at that point in time, you should just fucking give it up. We don't fight the fucking Russians in the winter. I mean,
well, he might have been trying to rally the Finns behind him because they beat the Russians in winter in Finland.
He was a general,
that's
so
the
he was a
Finns,
more modern,
though, not the Russians.
No, the Russians beat the the Finns beat the Russians in winter.
I know, but I'm talking
Finland.
about that was the Finns, not the Germans. So.
Yeah, it's one of those, the Finnish are used to those types of winters, and they knew how to fight in it. The Germans, not so much.
Because it's the same shit that killed Napoleon. The supply lines that they're used to got fucking knocked out.
And no,
by the weather.
I was off. The
Same
one that they were looking at was a Chinese general. It was actually, damn, dude lived to be over 100. So he was World War I and World War II era. Especially too, being part of the Flying Tigers.
Well, duh. This is why you don't let Kushner into the White. Oh wait, never mind. He's already there. Huffington Post tweeted 11 minutes ago. Kushner threw half-formed ideas at health experts they didn't have time to deal with. The Washington Post reports.
Shocking.
Oh no, the picture of him is is priceless. They
All
could
right,
not have
let's see.
freeze framed this better.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to sit back and let the people who know what they're doing do their job.
I still like the one where it's like, you know, it's showing Dr. Fauci in the back with his hands on his face, like when you make the world's leading infectious disease expert, you know, touch his face.
Yeah, that is bad.
Gary, did you see my comment on Furball's tweet today about the moon vid?
I did, but I don't remember what you said.
Where the fuck is it?
There's been a lot of stuff going on.
You don't understand. I've had a lot of shit going on. I swear.
And yet the Democrats are hell bent on giving us Biden as the alternative.
Oh yeah, don't get me started on that.
It's like, why?
Yeah, it's this amount of, like, I had like this worst case scenario of what the 2020 election would be like.
Yes, that's what
they're
it was.
giving it to me.
You have to admit that is a very good fake.
Well, yeah, I'm actually curious to know what this actually is and who did it. Because someone had mentioned, oh, what if it's just rocks or anything going away, and it's like, no.
You can tell by the elongated shadows. It almost looks like it's supposed to be like the Star Wars speeders, you know?
Yeah.
Almost. It's obviously too big to be them because of how long the shadows really are, distance and being able to see them and all.
Yeah.
Hence my comment, but I knew it was fake from because I'm like that.
Yeah, something just ain't right there. Oh God, what did
what?
Chelsea Clinton, Vino shared something from.
Oh God, I don't want to do this. Jared, why are you making me do this? Oh.
Okay, hang on. Keep thinking. I've got a master's in public health. Wrote my doctoral dissertation on global efforts to tackle the AIDS pandemic. Co-authored a book on global health governance. Teach MPH course on health systems and global health, and I'm not qualified to lead a national COVID-19 effort.
Let's see. Do you have a PhD yet? No? Then you're not qualified. Thank you very much. Sit your ass down.
I just find it hilarious that Trump's now congratulating governors who, like, now have finally started, like, locking shit down.
Well, here's the thing. I don't have a problem with his stance that it should be the governors making those choices and not the federal government. But stop congratulating them for doing it.
Well, that's my point. Is like, you know, he dragged his feet to the whole damn thing, and like now the governors finally reacting are getting congratulations. And of course, you know, all the governors that have already been reacting up to this point have been like, you know, aren't on his.
They're all Democrat governors.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. I mean, my state's been handling it well, but then, you know, I live in a state where, you know, well, our governor, you know, he used to be an MD.
Well, I mean, our governor, Jay Inslee, I mean, he's been trying not to disrupt life, but he understands that there's certain things that we can't do. So that's why
Yeah.
he's started. Okay, no more restaurants, no more gatherings, yada yada yada. So what do people do? They go out to the beaches here in Washington one weekend, raid all of the little grocery stores and convenience stores in the towns, go through huge parties, wasting all that toilet paper and product that they got, left it there for the locals to clean up. So that's when we got the stay in place orders, stay in shelter orders.
We've had the same problem here because when we had the exact same thing went down in Virginia Beach with people going to the beaches, out of towners. I mean, coming here, going to the beaches. Myrtle Beach had the same. South Carolina had the same issue. Florida had the same issue. So.
Yeah,
So their governors didn't do lockdowns. Ours was already doing that, but.
Well, and this is where I have to agree with.
I use lockdown a little bit strictly because our governor didn't do a lockdown per se, but mostly did one.
So Fino points or continuation of it, or for that regard, Pence. Also, no experience whatsoever. That is relevant. This is a job for a plague czar, not a political stooge. Yeah, exactly. This is where the political people need to be like, whoa, we're going to follow the recommendations of people who know what the fuck is actually going on. Oh, wait, that would mean that they have to put their ego aside.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
We have a reality TV star as a... Okay, I'll just say it bluntly. Like, we've effectively fucking made... well, I'm going to improve that because I think, Dwayne Elizondo, Mountain Dew, Herbert Camacho would be a better choice than Trump. But we effectively turned a reality TV star into a president, and this is what we're going to fucking get. He's never going to make a mistake. Any mistakes made are going to be blamed on people below him. But
and
he's still
anytime
just
they
going
have
to
a
keep
success,
doing.
he's going to take the credit.
Right. Yeah, that's just what we're going to get. That's what we're going to keep getting. So.
Yeah.
I still have friends who are fucking defending him to the last breath, and it just fucking floors me at this point.
I don't defend the man. I defend the office, and even I'm finding it like, okay, I'm not going to comment on this because I know better.
I literally have friends that are actually literally like, okay, they've been the talk that's going around like, okay, what if President Trump doesn't step down from office if you lose the election? I've actually had my conservative friends start getting in that discussion, and they're at the point that like, oh, well, if he loses and decide to stay in office, well, he's still in office. Fuck everybody else is what they're coming down to.
Well.
I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, okay, if I was the military right now and Trump lost the election, whoever won the election, Trump's orders doesn't mean diddly shit to me because I follow the orders of the president, not Trump. But unfortunately, my conservative friends
don't realize that.
Yeah.
Well, they don't understand the Constitution as well as they think they do they?
Well, of course not. No.
I think that's my... kind of circle this back to the pro-lib thing. That's my favorite thing about people that say they know the Constitution and then sit there and try to be like, well, if this happened under this situation, it would be okay, but if it happened under the complete reverse with the other party, it's not okay. I'm like, have you even read the Constitution?
I'll be honest,
and what it says?
I don't have a problem with people who have opinions and stuff, assuming those opinions are logically consistent. My personal pet peeve of any type, it doesn't matter what political leaning you fall in, is hypocrisy. And for any of those people whose opinions on somebody change depending on what party affiliation they belong to, that's suddenly where I have a problem.
Yeah, that... See, that's where I just go with the whole, oh, you're claiming a political party affiliation? You're a fucking idiot and a stooge. Bye-bye. And I do that across the board.
Because these are the same people that were talking about, like, revolution if Barack Obama refused to step down, which, of course, never even fucking happened.
Yeah.
So
yet they're sitting there backing up on Trump and saying, like, oh, well, he can refuse to step down and stay in office if he wants.
What the hell are you doing, Carrie?
Yeah.
She's in quarantine. What do you expect?
Well, at least she has enough material to do that stuff with.
I can't tell if it's supposed to be an octopus or a SpaghettiOs monster.
Yes.
Or both.
I'm gonna go with a
It looks
heavy
like it's
both on
made of
that one.
SpaghettiOs. It looks like an octopus made of SpaghettiO.
But anyways, I'm about to call it a night because I got stuff to do in the morning, and sleep is a nice thing, and it's not going to be as good of a sleep as I had last night or the night before, unfortunately. So, with everything going on, everyone, just don't be stupid out there. Be sensible, not just for yourselves, but for those around you. And if you think something might not be the best choice of action, don't do it. Just a little bit of caution can go a long way.
And whatever you do, don't watch anything from Unirock. The plosives will kill you.
So here's the funny thing. I don't use a pop filter at all, but I'm also a good 1.5 feet away from the mic. There are ways to do it.
There's the thing. He's using a dynamic mic, so it's kind of got to be close. You know how you solve that problem?
Get a better mic?
Or how about, what am I doing? I'm talking across it. You still get some of the plosive sound, but not as much.
Oh, and by the way, my reply to a recent comment from chat there.
Oh, don't get me started on that topic. He's not wrong, but he's wrong. I'm just going to leave it at that.
And you know what? That just may end up being a talking point on the next public conversation that goes on. And for those who aren't already on the Discord server, go ahead and join. Keep an eye out there because we just might have another random public chat again, and who knows what's going to end up being brought up there. The only way to find out, keep an eye out and then join in. And with that, I'm calling it a night. Whatever you two decide to do afterwards, that's on y'all. Everyone out in the live chat, go have fun. There are plenty of other streams that are going on that are worth watching, maybe. I mean, depends on how much you want to see a drunken Steve McRae ramble on. That could be entertaining to fall asleep to, though. Who knows? That just might be my choice of action. But you do you. You decide what you think is best for you in this situation. But until then, we will see you all next time.
Later.